Background to the Attlee-Truman discussions, 1 million people cram New York Central Park to hear the president outline America's stand on atomic power.
There has been talk about the atomic bomb. We must find the answer to the problems created by the release of atomic energy. Indeed, the highest hope of the American people is that world cooperation for peace will soon reach such a state of perfection that atomic methods of destruction can be definitely and effectively outlawed forever.
Осталось 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Мощь нажать. Hopchen, що спеціальності обчайшим.
Far beyond normal shipping routes they lie, and until 1952, only pearl fishing boats entered the blue waters and left the cliffs surrounding their shores.
Censored by the French authorities, but this picture is impressive evidence of the bomb.
The great result of the cooperation of education with research. This is another victory.
Emergency alert system capabilities.
This is an emergency action notification.
National alert and warning authorities, in coordination with emergency alert system participants.
My fellow Americans, as you know, our attempts at preventing nuclear war have failed.
Finally, Mars has accepted my sacrifices and unleashes me.
I see you, enemy. I see you, enemy. Enemy! Enemy! You are my enemy! And I swear total resistance to you with everything I've got. Disingenuous, fake, false, broke back, twisted, a defiler, a betrayer, a backstabber, a devil! You will pay. Yeah, you think I don't see your face, scum? You don't think I don't see you? I see you, you understand me? I know what you think of me and my family. I see you right back. You understand that? You understand that? You will fall! You will not bring humanity down! God is going to destroy you! Yo. Alright, this is gonna be pretty quick stream. Maybe like hour and a half, 2 hours. Just hanging out. I got some homework to do. And like some fucking, 10, 15, 20 minute videos to just fucking marinate in for a little bit. So, let's see. Let's hear the latest IRI cope over fucking Hunter Biden. Hunter's pardon was right, and you should defend it. Here we go.
Joe Biden pardoned his son Hunter over the weekend, and I want to take a look at both sides' arguments, but let me just get this out of the way. I think it was good that Hunter got pardoned. Joe Biden should have done it a long time ago. This was never going to impact the outcome of the presidential election, and it sure as hell wasn't going to stop Donald Trump from doing anything he planned on doing during his administration. So let's not kid ourselves here that Joe Biden has somehow upended precedent at the Department of Justice and with the office of the presidency, because we damn well know that Donald Trump's going to do what Donald Trump's going to do. Now, some people are clutching their pearls over this action by Joe Biden, including people on our side, which I have a huge problem with. The Republicans back Trump no matter what he does. So there are plenty of good reasons to support Joe Biden for pardoning Hunter. So I encourage people to find one and make some noise about it, because this is how the right dominates the media sphere. And I guarantee there's some Twitter bots out there astroturfing the messaging that this is a terrible move by Joe Biden. So we have to push back on that and support our leaders, for the love of God. And somebody that is definitely not supporting our leaders and not doing the right thing is the current governor of Colorado, Jared Polis. He put the following on Twitter. While as a father, I certainly understand President Joe Biden's natural desire to help his son by pardoning him, I am disappointed that he put his family ahead of the country. This is a bad precedent that could be abused by later presidents and will sadly tarnish his reputation. When you become president, your role is pater familias of the nation. Hunter brought the legal trouble he faced on himself, and one can sympathize with his struggles while also acknowledging that no one is above the law, not a president and not a president's son. Governor Polis saying that Joe Biden put his family over the country is ridiculous. This plays right into the right-wing narrative that the Bidens are corrupt. And I say this because Hunter Biden would have never been charged if his last name wasn't Biden and he wasn't the son of Joe Biden. And former Attorney General for Obama, Eric Holder, backs me up on this. Look what he posted on X. Hunter, here's the reality. No U.S. attorney would have charged this case given the underlying facts. After a 5-year investigation, the facts as discovered only made that clear. Had his name been Joe Smith, the resolution would have been, fundamentally and more fairly, a declination. Pardon warranted. Ask yourself a vastly more important question. Do you really think Kash Patel is qualified to lead the world's preeminent law enforcement investigative organization? Obvious answer, hell no. I'll save the criticism of Kash Patel's pick for FBI director for another video, but former Attorney General Eric Holder's 100% right. If you look at the facts of this case, Hunter Biden was a drug addict. He purchased a gun. Though he did so illegally, he did so to protect himself. And then his girlfriend found it after 11 days, threw it in the trash. And that was the whole case. Is this really something worth pursuing felony charges against somebody for? I could understand if he committed a crime with the gun, but come on, that's ridiculous. And then the other case with tax evasion, which he was facing up to 17 years in prison, and that's because he's already a convicted felon due to the gun case, and now he pleaded guilty in the tax fraud case. In the tax fraud case, he already paid the back taxes and fines and apologized for the whole thing. So here he is facing 17 years in prison for crimes that nobody would have been charged with. When it comes to the tax stuff, if you pay your fines and the back taxes, usually you don't face criminal charges. The only people that face criminal charges for something like that are those that fight it tooth and nail, like Wesley Snipes with his sovereign citizen nonsense. Now, I can already hear people crying that Joe Biden has broken his promises and he stepped all over justice, and cry me a river. What happened was he had a change of heart. Donald Trump won the election and is nominating lunatics like Kash Patel now to head the FBI. And these people are just going to doggedly pursue Hunter Biden and the Bidens and all their political enemies for the next couple of years. And so Joe Biden is trying to head them off and nip this in the bud. His son has been sober for 5.5 years. Can you imagine? Coming back from that level of addiction and being sober for 5+ years, that is a triumph that should be celebrated. And that's why I support this pardon. Hunter Biden made some mistakes in the past, but he has since been sober and made amends with society by being a good person. That's exactly what the pardon process is for. We want to give people a second chance in society, and Hunter Biden is a perfect candidate for that. I just wanted to read the last 2 paragraphs of Joe Biden's statement that was put out after the pardon for Hunter was issued. Listen to this. No reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's cases can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out only because he is my son. And that is wrong. There has been an effort to break Hunter, who has been 5.5 years sober, even in the face of unrelenting attacks and selective prosecution. In trying to break Hunter, they've tried to break me, and there's no reason to believe it will stop here. Enough is enough. For my entire career, I have followed a simple principle. Just tell the American people the truth. They'll be fair-minded. Here's the truth. I believe in the justice system, but as I have wrestled with this, I also believe raw politics has infected this process and it led to a miscarriage of justice. And once I made this decision this weekend, there was no sense in delaying it further. I hope Americans will understand why a father and a president would come to this decision. Now, the part about a father doing this for his son, and I hope the American people can understand, I thought that was unnecessary. I understand why Joe Biden included it, and I actually think that any father probably would have done what Joe Biden did here. But it just takes away from the miscarriage of justice messaging, in my opinion, though it is a small criticism. One funny little side note here is that the pardon was issued in the middle of the day, so that technically meant that Hunter Biden could still commit crimes on December 1st and not be charged with them. Some people posted on Twitter stuff like this. If the pardon is through December 1st, doesn't this mean Hunter Biden still has almost 4 hours to commit more crimes? Yes, technically he does, but come on, obviously he's not going to do anything, but it still was kind of a funny little aside. Now, of course, Joe Biden pardoning Hunter all the way back to 2014 for crimes that he may have committed is going to spur conspiracy theories galore. But this kind of stuff was going to happen anyways, no matter what Joe Biden did. So why not spare his family from future harassment? Why not insulate them from further investigations that are just a wild goose chase and unfair? Joe Biden would have never been thanked or rewarded for sticking to his word to not pardon his son Hunter. So why bother? And I'll go even further and say that the onus is on people like you and I to step up to the plate and defend our leaders' actions, especially in situations like this where it's easily defendable. Joe Biden pardoned his son Hunter Biden after being harassed for years. There's nothing wrong with that. And there is a flood of people on the right and outside America that are making this seem like it's the biggest travesty of justice America has ever seen, and that is just ridiculous. Don't join in with that chorus of naysayers. It's so easy for things like this to taint the reputation of our leaders, and that leads to people like Donald Trump getting elected president, the criminal of the century in the White House, because people can't step up and defend actions like this by our leaders. Now, if you're genuinely concerned about the power of the pardon, I don't blame you. There are ways to fix this so that the American people can truly trust the process, though you're never going to get 100% on that one. But you can have an outside group of people making recommendations to the president or the governor of a state on who should be pardoned and take that power, that decision making away from one individual. That is a better solution and something our nation can explore moving forward. But I don't think that Joe Biden pardoning Hunter Biden is what's going to spur the need for that. Donald Trump will probably do some crazy things with the pardon in the next 4 years, and maybe that will finally lead to some reform that can make the American people trust the process even more. Hey, thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share it, whatever. Everything you guys are doing has been huge. I really appreciate it.
Oh my God. He's such a fucking DNC dick rider, dude. Father of the Year, Bidenomics, 4 more years. No one's above the law. What's up, T-Bird? How you doing? Hopefully Donald Trump pardons me so I get all of my Twitch stream bans lifted. Yeah, what's up, Shang? How you doing? Yeah, and
I'll see you.
I'm not surprised. I mean, you know what? I wish just here's the thing. I knew this was gonna happen anyway. He loves the Democrats. Yeah, he does. I mean, yeah, I watched him a lot actually during the election, and just I don't know, maybe it was genuine excitement or enthusiasm, you know, for Biden Harris. I don't know if he's actually like that or if it's just a shill. I don't know. For some reason, I don't want to think he's just a fucking shill for the fucking DNC, but either way, it's almost endearing. Like you believe, like you believe so much in a very mainstream institution like the Democratic Party. It must be really nice. Yeah, yeah, he does. He thinks like nothing's changed. You know, it's just Democrats and Republicans, just like it's always been. You know, isn't this that BuzzFeed guy? He looks like it. Yeah, no, he looks like one of the BuzzFeed guys. He looks like one of the Try Guys. What was it? Let me see. He looks like, yeah, this guy right here.
They also assume that because of the scandal, it influenced Eugene to leave.
It's actually the opposite.
Yeah.
I think 2 years ago, right before this all happened, we were trying to look for ways to like let Eugene finally work on these projects he hadn't been able to work on because of his commitment to helping us build this business. And unfortunately, in late 2022, someone else stepped away.
He felt a sense of responsibility to help us and the whole team kind of right that ship. So it actually kept him longer.
He actually like reinvested in because he was like, well, I need to be here to help us deal with this. Near the end of 2023, we're like, okay, let's get back on this.
You remember some of the video? He looks exactly like this fucking Try Guy. Do you remember the videos they had? Oh my god, they had some of the fucking some of the most. Oh look, here's them explaining what happened. I don't even know what happened.
Ned Fulmer is no longer working with the Try Guys. By now, we're assuming you've seen the Reddit threads and TikToks and tweets and news articles. We want to give you a timeline of what's transpired and some
But this is only like 5 minutes long, so I'm gonna 1.5 it. But I'm pretty sure they were hired. They were a part of BuzzFeed. I'm pretty sure.
Transparency into our decision making. Throughout this video, there will be things that we want to say or go into further, but as I'm sure you're aware, there are some legal issues we have to consider as we go through everything.
On Labor Day weekend, multiple fans alerted us that they had seen Ned and an employee engaging in public romantic behavior. We reached out to check on that employee. Ned confirmed the reports and since confirmed that this had been going on for some time, which was obviously very shocking to us, and we just want you to know that we had no idea this was going on. All of that information was just as shocking to us as all of this has been for you this week.
And thus began a 3-week process of engaging with employment lawyers, corporate lawyers, HR, PR, and more, in order to make sure we were taking all necessary steps. From the jump, we were acutely aware of just how contrary this was to the values of the company we've built and those of everyone who works here. This is something we took very seriously. We refused to sweep things under the rug. That is not who we are, and is not what we stand for.
We immediately removed Ned from work activities and engaged an HR professional to conduct a thorough review of the facts. We also opted to remove Ned from our releases pending the results of that review. Over a few weeks, that's included removing his section from videos, digitally removing him from others, and choosing not to feature him in our merch throws. Honestly, I want to give major props to our editing staff for how deftly they've handled that. There are several videos that we've deemed as fully unreleasable. You will never see them, and that is due to his involvement. And that's a decision that has cost us lots of money. We will not be able to recoup that money, but it's a decision we stand by proudly.
Now, we can't talk about the details of the review, but suffice to say, we found that Ned had engaged in conduct unbecoming of our team, and we knew that we could not move forward with him. So on Friday, September 16th, the three of us signed written consent of the members of Second Try LLC approving the removal of Ned as a manager and an employee. We chose not to rush into the announcement for a few reasons. Namely, there are real people who have been affected. And while we consider this a company matter, there's just also a family at the center of this.
Now, we were always planning on a public statement, and we're working towards that with our team, but in light of rapidly accelerating speculation, we knew we couldn't wait any longer. We're obviously incredibly shocked and deeply hurt by all of this. This is someone who we built a brand and a company with for 8 years. We feel saddened, not just personally, but on behalf of our staff and our fans who believed in us.
I don't know that we'll ever be able to fully articulate the pain we feel at this moment. It's hard to rewatch old videos that we love and are proud of. We're losing a friend, we're losing someone we built a company with, we have countless memories with. We just made a TV show together. I'm sure many of you feel the same way. It's weird. We're sorry that this ever happened, and we don't know what more to say.
There's also our staff of 20 strong who they just don't deserve the negative attention our brand is now getting because they didn't do anything. But they're our family, and they're some of the most talented, creative minds in the world, and our primary focus right now is making sure they feel comfortable and proud coming to work. The work they do never ceases to astound us, and frankly, there's just no world in which we could have navigated all this without them. Now, there are videos that were shot ahead of all this, right? We're going to be editing Ned out like the new season of Without a Recipe, and we're working with our editors and finding creative solutions to the footage. And we also have some branded videos that we've already committed to. So when you see a video that's sponsored in a few weeks and you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. Well, yeah, it is kind of weird. It's just how things are, and that's why.
Look, I get that when stuff like this happens, there's going to be speculation and gossip. And we ask that you respect the privacy of the family members and employees who may be caught up in this. We also want to remind you that the internet has a tendency to be a lot harsher towards women than men. So please, we ask that you exercise kindness.
Things will change here. What we hope is that within this, there's also the opportunity for positive growth and better videos ahead. But it's going to be hard. This whole thing is going to be really fucking hard.
And we imagine you have lots of questions, a lot more questions right now, and we're going to have more to say in the future. Just right now, we're focused on bringing the best content possible between now and the end of the year, and then figuring out what the future of this channel looks like from there.
That's it for now. Again, more to come. Something.
Okay. Man, look. Well, I mean, it looks like they took down a lot of their videos. I don't even know who this fucking Eugene guy is. But some of the videos they had were just like... they were fucking soy. Alright, they were fucking soy. That's what the videos were. Holy shit. I mean, if you enjoyed their content, that's fine, but Nick Fuentes saying that was a Right Wing Watch. Did we already see that one? Yeah, we already saw those. So I can't tell whether the guy on the left looks more like he belongs in a kung fu movie or a gay nightclub. Yeah. When's the Try Guys racism video coming out? Yeah. Yep. Okay. I want to hear what Sargon has to say about Blue Sky real quick. Blue Sky is going great. It's only like 13 minutes.
I actually created a Blue Sky account when the platform first launched, just so I could get my own name tag on there so someone else didn't take it and start posting under my name. I'm quite pleased with that profile picture. But as you can see, I haven't used it yet, and why would I? I have my Twitter account back. Why would I bother using this? In fact, I don't think I've ever logged into it, although I did get a message the other day telling me that Kurt Eichenwald was following me. I wonder if I can see him on my followers list. It's just a very... Kurt Eichenwald, New York Times bestselling author and hentai aficionado, I think it was, or tentacle porn or something. Okay, weird, but like I said, I've never used it. So I logged into it the other day and I had a look, and this is the kind of thing that you're presented with. Blue Sky themselves saying another day, another million new people joining, so that's 18 million users. That's actually a very small social network, but okay, fair enough. Good for them. 18 million libtards have joined Blue Sky. That's good. And the first thing I'm presented that's not the app itself is Otto English obsessing over Twitter. And obsessing over Twitter appears to be a lot of what Blue Sky users do. See, isn't this so much better than Twitter? Yes. Aren't we all glad we're here? Yes. Why are we still talking about Twitter? We're not sure. Otto says, the best case for leaving Twitter is that now that the swamp-dwelling paid blue ticks, even the famous ones won't follow. They're too invested in the Musk of MAGA. Sensible people of all political shades will, and we have an opportunity here to reset the discourse and bring back a degree of rationale. I think he means rationality. Okay, interesting. What are we talking about here then? We're just whining about the right wing. Right. Okay. It's literally just libtard central, which I shouldn't be too surprised about. And that's literally all they're talking about, is how great being a libtard is and how much they hate MAGA. MAGA's just the most evil thing they've ever encountered. So I was going to post something on there to own the libs, as you do in classic 2016 style. But I didn't actually know what I was doing. Am I tweeting? Am I zeeting? Am I publishing? Am I Skyping? I didn't know, but apparently they do have a word for it, and that word is skeet. Skeet. They're skeeting. Apparently, if you go to like Urban Dictionary and stuff, you find that skeet means something gross.
Skeet is not. Skeet is not the word you want to use to utilize nicknames to describe what you can do with the technology you're using. That's for sure. Nope.
And I don't really feel like skeeting on the internet, actually. Remember, kids, whatever you post on the internet is there forever and you'll never get rid of it. So best not to go skeeting on the internet, I would suggest. Okay, I won't be doing that then. So, like I said, what exactly were we to expect? Well, thankfully, there's an account here called Libs of Blue Sky that is doing the hard work for us. They're on Twitter, of course. Go and give them a follow if you'd like to know more. But as you can see, we've got Marxist Barbie, who organises Danish Marxist conferences and rant about capitalism and gender politics. Oh, definite follow. Insta-follow. Accessories include pink handbag version of the Communist Manifesto. Resentment towards Danish media and politicians. I love when they just admit, yeah, no, we're really resentful, spiteful mutants. And we really just hate the people around us who are actually really successful. And what we would want, as her third point is a great levelling. We're sick of the things you've built that make us feel inferior, and actually we would like to tear it all down rather than improve ourselves so we can have a bit of self-confidence and feel self-respect. As she says, a strong urge to dismantle capitalist power structures. Right, that's right. No one else can have anything nice because you don't have anything nice, because you're just filled with resentment. Incredible. And again, they seem to be genuinely proud that they've managed to create a little libtard bubble. And it's like, okay, that's great, but you had one of those already called Threads, and then Mark Zuckerberg essentially endorsed Donald Trump after he was shot in the ear. So they all had to abandon Threads. They went back to Twitter for a period, and then they were like, right, okay, but Elon Musk is evil and wants to improve the world and make humanity a multi-planetary species. Oh yeah, he's the electric car guy, so he's doing his part for climate change, I guess, but still, drumpf. And so you get people like Alex here saying, it's time to take solace and pride in what people disparagingly call a bubble.
God, Booker Benjamin still a thing. Yeah. So, I mean, well, he's on, his main thing is Lotus Eaters. The Lotus Eaters podcast. But he kind of like resurrected his old channel fairly recently. He's been live streaming on Twitch and YouTube for like video games in the evening. But the old school Sargon channel, I think, has been like recently resurrected. But his main thing is Lotus Eaters.
I'm proud of the fact that I don't listen to other opinions.
Yeah.
I take solid.
I think so. Let's see. Oh, this is called Akkad Daily. Joined September 19, 2019, but it only has 16 videos. He put a video up 4 years ago. He put like 6 videos up 4 years ago, and then he resurrected it a couple weeks ago, and it's just like him, just doing like his own little rants like in front. So this is the Akkad Daily.
Listen, the fact that I have no idea what they're saying. I don't need to talk to the other side, to the hate-filled, the reactionary, the proudly low info. I don't have their books on my shelves, and I don't invite them over. Interesting how there's a whole literature associated with these people, but you call them proudly low info and just hate-filled reactionaries. And I don't need to hear what they have to say online. Well, Alex, there's nothing like calling other people low info when you have literally no idea what the opponents you were meant to be debating with believe. Like, you literally cut them out so you don't hear what they have to say, so you can't understand their worldview, and you call them low info. I mean, genuinely, it's actually quite an impressive feat of doublethink there. But one thing I noticed about Blue Sky when I was having a quick scroll through it, they are angry, as with any kind of Marxist /shitlib space. they're really angry, as Marxist Barbie told us. She's really resentful, and they just hate the chuds that they don't understand, and whose books they're not going to read, and with whose posts they're not going to engage, and they're going to sit there in their echo chamber proudly stewing in their hate. And it's quite hilarious, because of course they frame that as positivity. No hate allowed in here, only positive vibes, star, star, star. And then Jojo chimes in with, can you even fucking imagine that dead brainworm, bear-dumping, whale-decapitating, anti-vax conspiracy theorist and all-round twisted fuck in charge of our health during goddamn pandemic? Wow, that's someone I'd like to invite to a children's party with the way that she speaks. I mean, I assume she's talking about RFK, who's like, look, guys, maybe we shouldn't have all these weird additives in our food. And she's like, not on my watch. And of course, if anyone right-wing joins Blue Sky, well, I mean, I don't know what their moderation policies are like. Maybe their moderation policies are as the libtard fantasy is making out, which is ban every right-winger just on the spot just for being right-wing. But if not, Ron has got a solution. As he says, be vigilant about keeping abusive right-wing trolls off your accounts by reading replies and blocking. So obsessively go through everyone who replies to you. And if they look like they're not quite on the same level as Marxist Barbie, block. Not having that in my bubble. Like, I'm so proud of it. It's so funny. Like, how can you be so proud of an echo chamber? We all have a responsibility. Sorry, I can't, like, I don't need to hear what they say. I can't let them in. They will just.
Yeah, speaking of, like, Marxist Barbie, there was, like, I remember there was, so Margot Robbie, I think, either is pregnant or had a child. I don't know which. I'm not sure. One of the whatever. She was pregnant at some point, and they found out it was a boy. So they put it out there. Hey, Margot Robbie's pregnant. She's gonna have a boy, and like all these feminists. Well, I don't know if they were feminists. There were definitely women and Barbie enthusiasts were like, you should abort it. Your first baby should be a girl, and it should be like the second coming of Barbie. Like, just kill the boy and try again. Fucking A.
Destroy my worldview. I can't hear their thoughts. I can't read their books. I can't even bear to have them in my presence. I'm going to spend my free time scrolling through my notifications and block, 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 block. Ah, God, I'm so winning, says the libtard. Anyway, be vigilant about keeping abusive right-wing trolls off your accounts by blocking. We all have responsibilities to keep this platform from becoming a toxic sewer that the other one is. Again, obsessing over Twitter. Don't look to others. Do your part. That's right. Just thousands of them. Just, yeah, we're owning the chuds. So, okay, guys. Like, honestly, you could just put down the phone and go outside for a walk. You could have, it's probably a lovely day in California or wherever you live. You know, unlike here, where it's miserable, and I've got every excuse to sit on Blue Sky blocking chuds. No, even I went outside today, so you've got no excuse. But as Libs of Blue Sky points out, they're jonesing for Twitter. They're jonesing for it. Because, of course, there are very few chuds on Blue Sky. Why would you bother? I mean, Elon Musk is a free speech almost absolutist within the law and allows pretty much anything to go on Twitter, so why wouldn't you go there? Whereas, as you can see here, most of me loves this place. No drama. We're having adult conversations. We can see our favourite accounts. Oh yeah, as if you weren't allowed to follow people on Twitter. But there is a small part of me that wants to drop back in on that hellscape and scream, you voted for this shit, motherfuckers! When you lose everything, suck it. I need post-Twitter help. Well, that's the point, isn't it? The appeal of Twitter is the Thunderdome aspect of it. The fact that everyone is there, and so people who disagree...
Yeah, I agree with that. I it's like, you know, whatever. There's a lot of crap on Twitter, right? I don't spend a lot of time on Twitter. I do this. I'll open up Twitter, I'll go... and then I close the app. I'm done. You know, if I see something interesting, I'll read it. But that's where the fight is. I think there's going to be a lot of people that either come back organically or just create fucking alt accounts so they can, you know, still be in the fight, you know.
Agree with you. We'll be able to see you.
Now, like people like, you know, Sam Harris and other people that left, professional people, you know, people with platforms and reputations, I don't think they're going to be back. But, you know, all of us plebes on the ground, I think people will come back at some point.
saying something that they disagree with, and they'll be able to contradict you, and in the contradiction we find the entertainment. Who's right, who's wrong, who's got more witty banter, who is a sharper debater. I guess we'll never know on Blue Sky, where everyone just agrees with each other all the time and refuses to hear a differing opinion. Again, why would you do this to yourself? And of course, when you have millions of libtards joining an app, it becomes the kind of place that libtards cultivate. And so Blue Sky have been complaining that in the past 24 hours, we've received more than 42,000 reports, an all-time high for one day, as in people reporting posts. We're receiving about 3,000 reports an hour. Oh, God. I feel bad for the moderators. It's like, why is this happening? Dude, he's just disagreeing with you. You can't report everything that you see that's disagreed with you and expect us to do something about it. This is just such a waste of our time. To put that into context, in all of 2023, we received 360,000. So, my God. Again, they're just clogging up the infrastructure of the app by whining about one another. One thing that they do like, though, is the fact that Blue Sky has the ability to make block lists. So if you're like, you know what, I want to block, say here in this Barstool Sports, and all of their followers, block them all. So if you even look at something that they disagree with, if you dare to, because I follow a lot of things that I don't agree with, right? I have to follow the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, like Cenk Uygur, like loads of stuff I really vehemently disagree with. I still have to follow it.
That's crazy. Add names to the list, and with one click, users block everyone on it. You block everyone on Barstool? How does that work? Like everybody that comments ever on a Barstool thing? Or here's one blocking Barstool fans. Users then added their comments on who else should be added to the block. Wow. The NBA Central. Wow. Fucking ridiculous. Yo, what's up, Art? How you doing?
To know what the lay of the land is, even if I don't like it. Well, not according to the bubble on Blue Sky. No, you're not allowed to do that. If you actually follow this because you think, oh, I need to keep an eye on those dangerous chuds. I mean, fascism just took over America. Maybe it's worth being informed. No, blocked. And you'll get blocked by your fellow libs from their block lists. Incredible functionality. Why doesn't every app have this? Ask the shit libs. And then it turns out that Blue Sky has moderation procedures too. It has a terms of service. And apparently, one of the things that you can't do, according to their terms of service, as Michelle Baker here found out, is that you're not allowed to question whether an election is legitimate or fraudulent. She got permanently banned for stating that the election was rigged. Now, we all agree, or I thought we all agreed, that the American elections, in particular, are the freest and most fair elections that it is possible to have. 0% cheating. I thought that this was clear. All of the other platforms had this in their terms of service for a good period of time after 2020, so why did you think Blue Sky was going to be different? Just out of interest. Anyway, like I said, I won't be going over there. I'm very happy on Twitter. If you would like something different from me, something that actually is not political and not something to do with these shit libs, you can go over and follow my gaming channel, which I'll leave a link in the description. I'm currently doing like a playthrough of Bannerlord, where basically I'll play for a couple of hours, record it, and then chop it up into like 15, 20-minute segments and narrate over it. It's really easy to do. And for some reason, people really, really enjoy them. I don't know why, but I'm really enjoying making them. Everyone's really enjoying watching them. So, you know, it's something nice and wholesome that we're doing together that isn't whining about people on Twitter after we've fled that platform.
Hey guys, stay tuned for details on a major...
Yeah, well... I will... No, maybe I'll just join Blue Sky for fun. Just for fucking shits and giggles. Let me see. Actually, let me see. Blue Sky. Social media as it should be. Find your community among millions of users. Unleash your creativity and have some fun again. I mean, this is fucking Twitter, dude. What in the fuck? I open up Blue Sky. The first thing that pops up is a picture of Elon Musk. First thing that pops up is Elon Musk. Okay, well maybe I'll set one up just to own the libs at some point. Yo, what's up, Nader? How you doing? What else is there? Chud went over something today I listened to. Seemed pretty interesting. I think there was a guy out there that was pretending to be trans or something like that. Let me see.
Yesterday that micro gawk is not okay. Bro, that is fucking insane. Here we go. Here we go. Come on now. Right, Josh Seiter. Is this the guy's name? Seiter. Yeah, okay, here we go. Right, guys. Okay, bro. Okay. So, allow me to introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know already, to Josh Seiter. Okay? So, Josh Seiter is someone who puts on a dress and pretends to be a trans woman for the memes. Okay? So, just to be clear, this person doesn't actually think they're trans. They are pretending to be trans to troll the libtards. Okay? At least that's what he claims. Now, I would say that this guy has got a kind of weird thing going on here. Because, you know, if you look at his account... Bro, this is fucking crazy, dude. You know, if you go and take a look at his account, media tab's good to go, so we're fine. If you take a look at his account, so he's got like, you know, stuff like this. So he's like a model. And then you scroll up a bit and it's like, okay, so he's putting on a dress here. Right. And then he's like putting makeup on and putting more women's clothes on. Okay, just a meme, right? And then he's like putting... Oh God, I got to put on a dress again. I got to put some makeup and a dress on to troll the libtards again. Oh goodness me, what a terrible... I bloody hate doing this. I bloody hate having to do this, but it's the only way. The only way to show the trans and the left that they're wrong is to wear this dress repeatedly again every day. Every day I'm putting a dress on these days. So anyway. Come on, dude. Are you fucking serious? Trans activists hate that I infiltrated their cult and exposed it as a bunch of men in makeup. They even call me bro now. They're finally getting it. Oh, hello. Does this person have an OnlyFans? Does anyone know? Just so I can immediately block it and never look at the contents because of how disgusting.
A denarius redeemed for liking an address, yeah. That symbol down there for the channel rewards is actually the actual denarius. Could not remember all day. What was the video game music? YouTube, you showed me. Oh, TRP or TPR? Let's see. What was it? Yeah, TPR. It's got everything. It's got, I mean, this guy really went out. He's got, how many has he got? I can't believe he only has 33,000 subs. All the music on here is so good. TPR, yeah. And he does a really good melancholy Chrono Trigger. Oh, this one's good. Embers and Ashes, a melancholy tribute to the Souls series. I never even played Souls, but I love this one. Ember and Ashes, really, really good. So everything on here is just amazing. Yeah, but it's TPR.
I think it would be. Right. So anyway, he's getting a bit deep. There he is again. Okay. November 10th. Another image on November 10th. Right.
Not a fan of Souls. I just never played it. I probably would enjoy it, but I just never played it.
What is going on here, bro?
The classic Fallout soundtrack? You mean like Fallout 1 and 2? Or like the old school top-down stuff? I definitely haven't heard any of that. I've heard 3, New Vegas, 4, 76. I've definitely heard those soundtracks. 1 and 2? No, I have not. No, I came in at 3. I never played the original ones. Or Tactics, or Brotherhood of Steel, or anything that came out before 3. Fan of the Nier soundtrack. I've heard some Nier music, and I think I remember liking it. I played Nier, what is it, Nier Automata or something? I did play a little of it back in the day. I remember it being fun. Yeah, what's up, you and me? 2 is basically the same, but with a different intro song and 2 new tracks. Okay.
So yeah, it just gets to a point where you're like, is this just a troll, really? Like, to me, wearing a dress once as a troll and walking into a women's bathroom, yeah, I can believe that. I can buy that. But this guy is really fucking going to town. I mean, what the fuck is this? Now you're speaking my language. Now we're getting to yes. Okay.
One of the uses of one of the tracks in Fallout 2 in New Vegas is really interesting because it used to support the theory that Nobark Noonan is actually the chosen one, the protagonist for Fallout 2. Okay. Yeah, I don't know any Fallout 2 lore. Although, doesn't it take place in Reno or something? I do support the idea of Nobark Noonan being any kind of chosen one. I think that is awesome. I think that is really, really good. Nobark Noonan is like he's like the Alex Jones of the Fallout world. Really, really fucking interesting guy.
Wow, dude. I mean, what do you even say about this? This is totally
California
delicious.
Okay,
gotcha. Yummy, yummy, yummer. Okay. And do you know what's really? I'll tell you what's really frustrating about this. There's no like. It's all lefties that are looking at this and talking about this. From what I've seen, it's all lefties like being super pro-trans. I'm thinking, no, have a go at this guy and have a laugh at him without the fucking politics bullshit. I'm a leftoid. It's funny. Okay, bro.
Hey guys, just wanted to let you know I'm completely unbothered by all of the hate that I've been getting in my DMs and the comments. Already know I look better than 99% of the people hating on me. So, anyways, just wanted to let you know. Hey guys, just want.
Oh my god, dude. Okay. Bro, he's still wait, dude, what the fuck? He's still going. He's still going. What the fuck, bro? What is this? This ain't it, dude. This ain't it. There's no way you're gonna convince me this guy is just trolling the libtards.
Is that Martian? Pirate, are you Martian?
He's out here putting on bikinis. This guy is passing off some sort of AGP or cross-dressing fetish as trolling the libtards. You don't need to take pictures like that to troll the libtards. Come on
Yeah,
now,
yes,
dude.
yeah. I thought that was Martian. No, we won't be freeing that person. We won't be freeing him at all. Nope. In fact, I'm going to add...
Okay, I mean, that's something else.
That thing you
Anyway.
just said to the block list here.
So, we then got some more recent images of him doing this stuff. One there. And then I guess that's kind of feminine there. Well, as feminine as he can be. Now, you'll notice here, okay, that he
Banned
is
word.
wearing a do-rag.
That's officially a banned
Whilst
word
posing
now.
like a black male prisoner. Okay? Now, why is he doing this? Well, it's because this guy got trolled, okay, into believing that he was having an interview with the Daily Wire. But he was
Still getting trolled. I mean, I was at first, and then I banned him, and now I have Martian in here, trying to make the case. He's in the Kick Chat, so the Kick Chat will pop up right next to my. I had it integrated, but I didn't like the way it looked, so I'll keep working on it and see if I can get it integrated into that side chat on the left. But the Kick Chat will pop up right next to my cam. It'll be right above the Kick affiliate bar right there, so you'll see people from Kick from time to time. And then YouTube is just next to that as well. But yeah, Martian, I think his name is Martian Mobster or something. That's what he's known on Twitch. But Pirate Pluto is making the case to free that person who shall not be freed or named.
Wasn't. It was some random YouTuber managed to convince this dude that he was getting interviewed by the Daily Wire, but he wasn't. It was just some random person. And I think they led him on and made him believe they were doing this piece about him being transracial or something. Anyway, I don't know. I've seen like lefties raving about this. I'm a bit skeptical. But I thought with the story of this guy pretending to be trans to troll the libtards, obviously cross-dressing, very funny, maybe it would be good content. So let's see. Oh God, this person's horrible. Hopefully they're not going to offend them.
I'm black. G, follow the science, bro. Trust the science on that.
Since you're a black man now, should you be allowed to say the N-word?
Nick.
Culture war. Culture war never changes. In the year 2024,
okay.
I was a soldier.
I gotta say, that's an awesome intro. That's actually an awesome intro, bro.
The N-word?
Nick.
Culture war. Culture war never changes. In the year 2024,
okay.
I was a soldier.
Amazing.
Fighting in the front lines of the culture war. But I did it all for one woman. My baby back home. God, she's so beautiful. You'll get your wish, darling. I'm gonna end this culture war once and for all.
Okay. I don't really like the presentation already. It's got all the fucking leftoid. It's got all like the leftoid slop going on. But
I disagree. I like it so far. I mean, I'm biased, so.
Anyway, let's give it a shot. Okay, we're not here for this. We're here for the content.
When I know that I have to go to work, I still get kind of that anxious feeling from the pit of my stomach. But I just go out there and do what I have to do. To me, being a male dancer,
I didn't know it was going to be this, bro.
Feelings I've ever felt before.
Whoa!
Even though I'm surrounded by women all the time, I've still been unable to find one that I can see myself having a future with. My heart's definitely open. It's time for the final curtain call and find true love.
This is Josh Seitz.
Okay. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's on YouTube. It should be okay. We should be fine. Right, guys. I actually know quite a lot about that sort of stuff. So let's talk about that for a sec, okay? So, are you guys familiar with the dancing bear porn? I don't know what the name of it is exactly, right? But a guy comes out, he's got a bear mask on, there's a bunch of women, and some of the women are partying in the background and dancing, and other women suck him off, right? Obviously, right, an aspect of that is you've got the ones that are doing the sucking, they're paid to be there, they're paid to suck the guy off, and they're obviously paid a premium rate for doing so, and they're normally porn stars, okay? You've then got the kind of background actresses, and, you know, they are not paid to suck cock. They're paid just to dance and be background extras. Okay? Now, did you know that there are times when the paradigm gets crossed, shall we say, and those people that are in the background that are dancing are not paid to suck cock, they're paid to dance, but they get, shall we say, a little bit carried away. And despite not being paid to suck a cock, they go from being a background dancer to losing a bit of control, and they suck the cock. There is one on eFucked, correct. That is correct. And, there's this woman, and she just sucking this guy's dick, and then it almost breaks down afterwards, upset by what she's done. It's insane. It's totally insane. Because she's not been paid to do that, but she's done it anyway because she's got so fucking carried away. Isn't that insane? Why are you guys acting so crazed about this? It's just a thing, isn't it? It happens. It happens. It happens. But that scene kind of reminded me of that, the guy doing the dancing stuff and the women and shit like that. I don't really like it personally. If I had a partner, I wouldn't want them to go to those sorts of events because I just feel like, you'd be kind of worried that they suck the cock, wouldn't you? They'd have a moment of madness, and before they know it, they're gobbling. And then that's it, you're fucked, aren't you? Anyway, let's see what this guy's got to say.
What you just saw was a clip from a single episode of The Bachelorette that introduced Josh Sider to the world back in 2015.
Oh, okay.
How are you? Okay. Wow. Woo. Oh my gosh.
Oh, good. I was like, I better get some of this. Oh, hello.
Ever since then, he's been desperately clinging to relevance, not unlike many of his Bachelor Nation alumni. First, he came out of the closet as bisexual. And of course, as many Z-list celebrity bisexuals do, he went on a round of podcasts to talk about it.
I am Josh Sider. I was a contestant on The Bachelorette. I've also been linked to some other drama going on in reality shows and on social media, and I'm just me, and I recently came out as bisexual, and so we're chatting today.
Now, Josh, you were on the 11th season of The Bachelorette, which aired in 2015. When, back then, did you identify as pansexual, or was this kind of a journey for you?
Back then, I was definitely just like the straight guy, straight male stripper guy performing for women. I am very attracted to men and women. And so
dude. Total cope, bro. Total cope. This guy is as bent as a 9-bob note.
Or identify as bisexual because I'm strongly attracted to men and women.
Then after Monica Beverly Hills from RuPaul's Drag Race broke up with him, Josh Sider faked his own death.
On his official verified Instagram account, there was a very lengthy statement announcing that he had passed. And it certainly made it seem like it was suicide. Well then, in fact, just a couple of hours ago,
I'm black. G followed
them. Calls it
So we can just learn the
politics or
getting on Instagram to try to prove that I was alive, and it's sad that there was tributes going up, but I'm not to blame for that. I'm a victim too, so that's what I would say.
Nowadays, Josh is still alive. And even worse, he's become part of a greater ecosystem of conservative rage bait that's been growing in popularity since Elon Musk took over Twitter.
Just wanted to let you know I'm completely unbothered by all of the hate that I've been getting in my
No, I was just saying I'm going to cut to the real video because I don't remember how much Chud cuts in for commentary. And don't get me wrong, I love Chud. If you're out there, Chud, I love you. But I don't plan on being on that long tonight, so we'll see.
DMs in the comments. Already know I look better than 99% of the people hating on me. So anyways, just wanted to let you know. Posts like these from cross-eyed Zionist detransitioner Maya Poet aren't meant to actually contribute to any type of conversation about politics or trans rights.
25 lesbian D-sister, D-trans, American, Israeli. I write about gender in Israel. Wearing a MAGA hat, all right.
Issues. They're just purely rage bait posts meant to juice engagement on social media. And Maya Poet will admit that herself.
You know what's really funny is like this post. I woke up today and this post had like 1K likes. And then now it's at like 7.2K likes. It's crazy. It's always crazy. Like you never know like which posts are actually going to go viral and which ones aren't. And I've learned that, you know, people don't particularly care about substance on this app. This was just like a shit post I made. And I got a lot of comments. Most of the comments
Are we
were
just
like,
are we just talking about your hit posts right now? Or we're just you're regaling us with all of your hit posts?
You can regale us with your hit posts, but no, I'm actually just waiting for more people to get into this space so that we can discuss this topic.
Earlier, you're posting a picture of you and Andy, and you said, "What would you say to us if you saw us on the street?" Is that not rage bait? Come on.
No, it's not rage bait. I mean, Americans seem to think that it is like acceptable to uninvite their other family members from Thanksgiving dinner because of who they voted for. So that's kind of like, you know, I try to not allow my spaces to become too much of an echo chamber.
I tried to get Maya to talk to me outside of one of the echo chambers she calls a Twitter space, but she was too busy helping parents whose kids, in her expert opinion, were getting caught up into trans and needed to be saved, presumably, by the cross-eyed crusader against the evil transgenders, Maya Poet.
You know, culture war content, all of this, you know, trans madness. It's so hard to distinguish the pretenders from the true trans that it makes one question if trans is a legitimate concept at all.
All they care about is views. They don't care about objectivity or the truth. And so they're incentivized from a money standpoint to create rage bait titles that get the public fired up.
Fear-mongering about trans people has become a serious platform that Republican candidates can run on to actually get elected.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
But it's not just Republicans farming for rage clicks.
I bet you didn't know that Kurt Cobain was probably trans.
Even left-wing trans creators like Lily Tino get accused of rage bait by other left-wing trans creators.
Is she rage baiting? Maybe. I see why a lot of trans people just don't really have a lot of respect for her. How do I feel about her? I don't know. Would I follow her? No.
You, in particular, I would say, are like someone who's faced maybe the most hate out of any trans person on the internet by other trans people.
Yeah, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I get it. Like, people just have their taste in the kind of content they want to consume. But I do think a big part of it is my voice. I do think that because my content is so grabby, right? Especially the Kurt Cobain video is such a great distillation that trans people saw that video. People have this visceral reaction to me being a non-passing trans person that is so sure of herself. And in some ways, I think just kind of weird. I don't say that as like a good or a bad thing. I think I just have kind of like a slightly different vibe. Like, it's not a very normal vibe. I'm kind of tweaky sometimes and I have weird speech patterns, but yeah, I'm just, look, I try not to harbor anger against trans people who hate me because I get it. Like, what I do in my videos, when I sit down to film them, like, let's take the Kurt Cobain video, for example. That was maybe one of the first that really started getting me a lot of hate from the right, but also from some other trans people, is I made a point about Kurt Cobain possibly being trans. And people got really upset about that, but for different reasons. I sat down, I knew that would upset people. That's not why I made the video though, right?
the goal is not to make people mad. The goal is to educate people, right? And in 2024, a big part of getting views on your content is by making them interesting, right? And making them vibrant and catchy, right? I'm trying to teach people something, right? About how to be a better person, how to be more accepting, how to be more loving. And in the process of doing that, I am offending some people. I think, generally speaking, it's more sure of a bet to make content about controversial things than it is to make content about inspirational or uplifting things. TikTok in particular prioritizes controversy. What Josh Sider is attempting, and if you ask me, failing to do, is to point out what he perceives to be truths about trans people via this rage-baity act.
Besides farming for rage clicks, Josh Sider's whole point behind his transphobic minstrel act is to prove that anyone can identify as anything they want. So by that logic, why can't I identify as someone who works for the Daily Wire? So I reached out to Josh Sider via email. Hi, Josh. I'm a documentary filmmaker based out of New York City. I'm wondering if there's a chance I could interview you for a film I'm working on in collaboration with the Daily Wire. The film will act as a pseudo-sequel to Matt Walsh's What is a Woman, and will premiere across theaters in the US this coming summer. Please let me know your thoughts and when you would be available to film. Thanks again, Alex Novell. It was a long shot, I thought. But less than 25 minutes later, Josh Sider actually replied to my email. I'm 100% in, but skeptical if this is real. Is there any way we can confirm? Thanks so much. I'm humbled to participate in this project if it's genuine. That's the best impression I can do. So obviously I don't work for the Daily Wire. But a year and a half ago, I made a video called I Tricked the Daily Wire into Hiring a Leftist. A few hours after my interview, I got an email from the Daily Wire's internal recruiter with some documents they wanted me to sign. One of these documents was an NDA. Ugh, the dreaded NDA. And I still had that NDA from the Daily Wire. So I sent that to Josh Sider as proof that the Daily Wire was involved in the project. Some people might say that what I just did was unethical or forgery or something. I don't know the terminology. But these are actually the exact same tactics that the Daily Wire has used to trick the parent of a trans woman into an interview with Matt Walsh.
When I see a child who, believes in Santa Claus, and then let's say this is a boy and he says, I'm a girl. This is someone who can't distinguish between fantasy and reality, so how could you take that as a reality?
I would say that as a pediatrician and as a parent, I would say how wonderful my 4-year-old and their imagination is.
I'm just trying to start by getting to the truth,
Yeah, I'm really uncomfortable with that language of getting to the truth. Again, in social life.
Why is that uncomfortable?
Because it sounds actually deeply transphobic to me. And if you keep probing, we're gonna stop the interview.
If I probe about what the truth is?
Right after he signed the NDA, and within the same day of wondering whether my project was genuine, Josh Sider sent me his actual address. Next, I sent Josh all the questions we would be asking him early, so we'd have time to prepare for his big film shoot.
Hey everyone! So I'm back in action today. I have a film crew coming and we're filming for a movie. So super exciting. I can't wait. I think it's gonna be really educational and just really gonna help a lot of people. So any whoosies, bye everyone!
Look, I knew this footage would be cringy, but I wasn't prepared for the absolutely diabolical levels of cringe that this turned into.
Hey everyone! Come on in! Hi!
Hi, what's your name?
Well, my dead name is Josh Sider, but my new name is Jay.
Okay. And when did you first know that you were a woman?
Well, I found out at the ripe age of 36, and I consider myself lucky because a lot of us don't find out until we're 50 or 60 years old.
Okay. What do you think of the direction masculinity is going in this country?
I think masculinity is getting really toxic. A lot of times guys try to mansplain to me, like if I'm using the women's restroom, and say, no, don't go in there. So I don't like it. It's really aggressive.
And is being transgender a fetish or a costume?
It's both. I mean, most of us have autogynephilia, and then we're biological males that dress up as women, so it's a costume.
What do you think of other trans influencers?
Well, I really look at it like a sisterhood. We're all on a shared journey as biological men that are cosplaying as women. So I like to say we're twinsies.
Okay. What bathroom do you use?
I always use the women's restroom, even over the protestations of other women. I just really don't care about what they think.
Okay. And have you ever transed any kids?
I always try to take the opportunity to teach little kids about gender. You got to get them when they're young, because it's a cult.
Okay. How do transgenders change the kids?
We like to use schools, so that's why we don't go to old folks' homes or talk to adults. We like to go into elementary schools and get them when they're like 4 or 5 years old.
Okay, and what hormones are you taking?
Well, I like to follow the science to a T, no pun intended. And the science says I don't have to take any hormones, get surgery, or even transition to be valid.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Where do you keep all your women's clothes?
I keep my women's clothes in my closet, silly. Do you want to see them?
Sure.
Let's go.
Let's check them out.
Just over here. Now, I have to warn you. It's kind of small because my girlfriend relegated all of my stuff to one side of the closet, and they're all her clothes because I didn't have the extra cash for my own. So come on in here. And these are all the clothes I have, and a lot of them are from my Instagram videos where I try to educate people on what it is to be trans. Yeah.
Got any favorites?
Yeah. So, this is one of my favorite shirts.
Okay, why is it your favorite?
Well, it just really expresses what femininity is all about in 2024, which is to let men take care of women. And there's nothing insulting about a man saying that's what femininity is about.
Sure. All right. And where do you keep all your makeup?
My makeup is on the counter. Do you want to see it?
Sure.
Oh my God, there's... Now, I need to warn you about him, Oliver. Now, Ollie has gender dysphoria.
Mars has
by
accepted my sacrifices and unleashes me.
What was that? Marxism is theft test user? Well, I'm going to welcome you to the Legion. Marxism is theft test user. And let's see how many hate follows we get tonight. I think I got like 6 or 7 hate follows in a span of like 20 or 30 minutes last night, so we shall see. But yeah, welcome in.
See, so he has to.
Oh, you're actually chatting. Okay, so you're not. Okay. Hate follow. Yeah, I don't know. So yesterday somebody went into my Discord and posted over and over and over again a really horrific image. And why? Well, I've been involved in like a certain little bit of fucking stupid fucking drama on the Kick side. I'm not even involved in it. It's just somebody out there likes to cause trouble. And I've since said, okay, that person is done. That person's done. And ever since that happened, yesterday somebody came into my Discord and just like fucking just spammed every channel I had with this horrific image, which I would not, I'm not going to describe it. And anybody that did see it yesterday, I apologize that you had to see that. And thank you for letting me know about it. But so that happened, and I had to clean up the fucking Discord for like half an hour, deleting all of the fucking... was it Nancy Pelosi? Could have been. She's out for me. I just saw the debate tag. I debate both left and right, so stop by your stream. You did not ban me, so I followed you. Yeah, there's no... Yeah, I don't care. So one thing you'll come to notice is that you're gonna meet a bunch of people that you like and don't like in my chat. So I don't care what your fucking beliefs are, as long as you're not breaking the rules and, you know, doing toss weird shit, you know. So yeah, make some friends, make some enemies. But yeah, so after the Discord thing, then I got like 6 or 7 follows from random fucking people out of nowhere. It was just consecutive. It was like every 3 minutes I would get a new follow. So I just knew it was connected to whatever the Discord shit that was going on. So, but yeah, welcome in. No banning. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me take that back for a second. Let me take that back for a second. And where are you at? Account created November 18th. Okay, that's a pretty new account. Whatever. We'll see. We're always on alert for the alts. The alt onslaught, I'm sure, is upon us. Totally random search. Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's what an alt would say. Whatever. I'm kidding. Anyways, let's keep going.
Developed gender dysphoria because of my transition. So I'm really trying to help him. And so I've adopted gender neutral speech around him. And this is where all the magic happens and where I get all pretty. So I actually just got these. I really like these. They're my pride earrings. Because, you know, there's Trans Remembrance Day, and then there's Trans Visibility Day, and then there's Trans Week, and then there's Trans Month. And so I always try to represent.
Okay. And when did you first start doing your makeup?
Well, I first started doing makeup at the young age of 36. But again, I really feel like I'm lucky because I have some friends that didn't even start until they're 57. So I was pretty young when I started doing makeup. I did get my girlfriend this book, A Straight Girl's Guide to Sleeping with Chicks, because she keeps arguing with me that she's straight, and me and my therapist tried to explain to her that she is a lesbian now, even if she doesn't know it. So I got her this book so she can come to terms with it. Now, it's gotten us in a lot of fights, but I'm trying to educate her and let her know, hey, stop being a transphobic bigot. So I'm hoping this book will help. So let me show you these book covers I did when I was a man. Big D. It's really been traumatizing for me to look at this cover. So I called the publishers and let them know, you know, hey, look, my manhood doesn't negate my womanhood. And even though I still have my bits and pieces, it's traumatizing for me to look at this book cover. And they refused to change it. So I am actually suing them for misgendering me on this cover. And then I have another one that I did when I was a man, Arrogant Brit, a British bad boy romance. And so I let them know, could you call it a bad girl romance now that I'm a woman? And they've been very recalcitrant and they just don't want to change it. So I'm also suing them. And then I have a couple more that I did over here. This is a best-selling book that I was on the cover of when I was a man. I was 26 years old. And as you can see, I was a very attractive man. But I like to say I was an attractive man, but an even more beautiful and mentally healthy woman. And I think that's pretty obvious. I think I need to change. Hell yeah. My name's Javante, bro. Man, hurry up, bro. I ain't got all that time, bro.
I got you.
Shit.
Bro.
So, what made you think that you're a black man and not a woman?
Shit, I was watching the news and shit. They said you can change your sex. They said as long as you identify as another sex, it's cool. So I thought, shit, we made up of a bunch of different races. Why can't I just identify as a different race? That makes more sense than changing my sex. And I already changed my sex. So shit, I changed my race too.
What do you have to say to people who would say that you're white?
Say that I'm white?
Bro, that's racist, man. Anybody that tries to call me white, I automatically tell them they're racist. I ain't trying to hear it. I ain't trying to debate nothing, bro. Straight racist.
Is being transracial and being transgender the same thing?
I get it. I think online we should be prepared for the worst, since anybody can create an honest account and do crazy things without accountability. I have no problem with someone questioning my intentions as long as they have an open mind. Yeah, it's all good. You're just, if this was any other time, I would just be like, hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. But because of this moment that I'm in right now with fucking some other guy on Kick, he used to be on Twitch, so he got the old perma. He got the old perma from the Twitch side, so he's on Kick now. But I don't know, whatever. We used to be friends. And fucking, or at least friendly. I would say probably more friendly acquaintances. But I would talk to him all the time and have good conversations with him. And fucking, he just went off on some whole fucking unhinged, childlike internet terrorist fucking bullshit over the past few weeks, and blew up and burnt every bridge that he had to people who were incredibly charitable to him. And he's also known for creating a million different accounts, so you never know who he is. That's why I'm skeptical. Every time somebody new comes in here, I'm just fucking incredibly skeptical. I'm trans IQ, smarter than I am. I think you are that guy, yeah. Trying to educate Marxists that what they support is theft. Okay, there you go. Well, you'll make some friends and enemies in here. There's probably some people that agree with that, and you'll definitely meet some people that disagree with that. That's for sure. So I got everything in here. I got fucking libs, conservatives, Marxist-Leninists, Christian nationalists, you name it. Everybody's in the Legate chat from time to time. Sounding like a paranoid schizo. I know. I don't care. If you guys have been, there's certain people in here right now who know exactly what I'm talking about, and I guarantee you to them I don't sound like a paranoid schizo, so it's all good because they've been involved in some of this stuff that has been going around lately. So yeah, but anyways,
bro, they're the exact same thing. It's easier to change your race, though. It's harder to change your sex. You know what I'm saying? When you change your sex, you're mutilating your body. I don't got to do none of that. I just tan a little bit, throw on a do-rag, and I'm Gucci.
What do you think about the police?
Man, like Ice Cube and Obama said, fuck the police. I don't like the police. They always trying to keep us down. It ain't our culture. It ain't our family unit. Don't listen to nothing Thomas Sowell is saying. It's all about the police keeping us down, even though they don't keep anybody else down. Just black people.
What is your favorite food?
Man, I eat fried chicken and hot Cheetos breakfast, lunch, and dinner, bruh. Breakfast of champions, bruh. I swear to God. Shit. And I look swole doing it. I benched 327 pounds, bro.
Do you like hip-hop music?
Hell yeah, I like hip-hop a lot, bro. But I do mess with, what's that Irish lady's name? Enya. Only Time. Who can say where the night... Yeah, I like her too, though. But yeah, I like hip-hop.
What do you think about white women?
Bruh, for real, dog. Look who you talking to. I used to be a white woman, bruh. Snow bunnies? I used to be one, bro. I love white women. I know all about them, bro, because I was one. So, yeah, I do. I really like white women, for real. I think I might go back to being one sometimes. I'd just be sitting there like, dang, for real. I could just go back to being one, and then I could have one. You know what I'm saying? Shit. But, yeah, I like white women.
And would you have sex with a trans woman?
Bruh! That's nasty, bruh. Everybody knows trans women are just trans-identified men that have gender dysphoria and are mentally ill. I ain't trying to have all them crazy problems calling me 500 times talking about, I woke up with a boner. I woke up with a hard penis. Man, I ain't trying to date no trans woman. They're dudes, bruh.
And since you're a black man now, should you be allowed to say the N-word?
Nigga. Bruh, it's like, check it. It's like a trans woman...
Disavow and future disavows.
...using a woman's bathroom. As soon as you identify as it,
I guess the Discord is dead. I privated all the channels until I can figure out, sit down and fucking actually do all the fucking permissions and the roles and all that shit. I only said I fucking do not spend any time in Discord at all. I jump in Discord to talk to Turbo and Salty and Tiger Girl from time to time, and He Who Shall Not Be Named back in the day. That's the only time I really am ever in Discord. Otherwise, I'm not in people's chats. I'm not dropping fucking memes all day. I'm just not in Discord. So when somebody came into my Discord and did that, I was like, look, I'm just going to private all the channels. My Discord is a quiet place anyway, so it's not like anybody's really missing out. And I only intended to use my Discord as like a venue for my announcements for when I'm not streaming on Twitch, if I'm streaming on Kick or YouTube or whatever. And it would just go to the announcements channel and then whatever. And if people wanted to chat in the other channels, they could. But one person came in there and ruined the whole fucking thing. So now I'm just going to wait until I have some time to sit down and do all the fucking permissions and roles and security shit that I need to do. And then we'll reopen it soon. But yeah, that's why it's the way it is. This has gone off the rails, yeah. Disavow and future disavows, yeah, exactly. Give Salty admin. Salty's a mod in my Kick chat. I look, when I have time, I'll do it. I'm right now. I'm in the midst of graduating from college in the next few weeks, so I don't care about my fucking Discord at all until that's done. So mid-December, once I'm done with fucking school, I will gladly, sit down and get some help from people that know how to do all this kind of stuff too and do it all. Until then, I really don't fucking care. It's not that busy of a place anyway for me to give a shit that much. So I let everyone talk smack. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but but Salty, right from wrong. I just need somebody that knows right from wrong. That's it. I don't care if people talk shit. I just need right from wrong. That's it. What's your degree in? It's a mouthful. It's fucking a Bachelor of Business Administration for Computer Information Systems with Network and Cybersecurity Assurance. And I'm also doing a minor in Legal Studies. So that's my degree. But I'm graduating in a few weeks, so right now my priority is just fucking getting to the finish line. I could care less about Discord.
you get to do whatever you want. You get a free pass, bro. You get all the privileges. Hell yeah. So as soon as I said I'm a black man, I started going around like, what's up, nigga? What's up, nigga? And sometimes if I'm really feeling it, I say it with the ER at the end. What's up, nigger?
Fuck, dude. This guy couldn't disavow, okay? I'm on fucking 3 platforms, 2 of which would one of them wouldn't care at all. The other 2 definitely would. Disavow. Okay, that I did not know that was going to happen. This person who did this video couldn't even fucking bleep those out. Bleep it out and then put like ER at the bottom just to emphasize that this person did say, you know, fucking A, man.
They can't say nothing, bruh. I'm black. G, follow the science, bro. Trust the science on that. Man, I'm for real.
It's okay. He's black, yeah.
Still trying to get over that Kamala Harris loss. And you know what I'm saying? Because like me, she's transracial, bro. She's Indian, but she identifies as African American. So I feel like we have so much in common, bro. So I'm just trying to get over that whole thing. But now that the orange man's president, maybe we get the Cheeto man's president. Maybe we get some free hot Cheetos. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, man, it's all good. But yeah, I got to bounce. G, I got a meeting for the well.
Sounds like a degree with a good future given AI and big data. Yeah, I mean, I already have a job working with like ERP systems. So, you know, I'm already in the field. You know, whether I you know, find a job that's specific for my degree, I don't even really care. I'm making good money right now, and I've already gotten promoted twice in 3 years. So, it's like, you know, if they're just gonna throw money and accolades at me, then I'm just gonna keep going with what I'm doing. And then if I find a job that's interesting that actually applies to exactly what my degree is about, then whatever, I might take it. But you know, the company I work for has been incredibly generous thus far.
Welfare office in about 15 minutes. All right, bro, bet. Shit, bitch ass niggas all up in my motherfucking crib and shit.
Well, that was cringe. The day after the shoot, I texted Josh a short promo with the Daily Wire's graphics on it so that he could post it on his Twitter and Instagram, which he did. But an hour later, he removed it. This is where everything started to take a really strange turn. He started rapidly tweeting and then deleting posts about getting pranked, seemingly getting his story straight in real time. At first, he only mentioned me as some weirdo. But then when the posts weren't getting as much traction, he had to edit it to be some trans activists. Then he started posting about how the Daily Wire were involved and were gonna take legal action against me. Which, by the way, they could have done that last time too, but you know why they didn't, Josh? Because we live in America. Everything that I did was perfectly legal. It's not against the law to prank you for a YouTube video, you absolute snowflake. But eventually, Josh Sider realized that the Daily Wire wasn't just going to bust my door down and sue my ass for millions of dollars. Even self-proclaimed God King and Emperor of the Daily Wire, Jeremy Boring, chimed in to say thoughts and prayers to Josh Sider for getting pranked and crying about it. But Josh Sider had one final ace up his sleeve. He had to be the victim. He had to prove to everyone that he, Josh Sider, is a victim. So he doctored up a text conversation between us to make it look like I threatened him. Lol, you really are an idiot. I can't believe you thought you were going to be in a Daily Wire movie. Maybe I'll send 2 more people back to your house to gut you like the pig that you are. Doing that, to me at least,
that was definitely a threat. Maybe I'll, well, it's threat sounding. Maybe I'll send 2 more people back to your house to gut you like a pig that you are. Bro. No, I mean, I get like trolling the guy, and I definitely get calling him an idiot and all that, and telling him how he fucking fell for something incredibly stupid like that. But you know, you probably could have left out the maybe I'll send people to your house part. You know, that's when fucking swatting and calling the cops gets involved.
Doing that, to me at least, was incredibly stupid. Because, like, Josh, what do you expect me to do now other than screen record our actual text messages to show everyone that you were being a liar? But everyone already knew that Josh Sider was a liar, so that's not like a groundbreaking discovery or anything. I mean, we're talking about a guy who faked his own death here. He doesn't care about being called a liar or having people flood his mentions because Josh Sider loves that kind of attention. He's a rage baiter. Through and through.
My outrageous videos were indistinguishable from people who genuinely think they're trans women is an indictment on how ridiculous and absurd it is. And so I just think that's a sad fact. We need to start dealing in reality, and the reality is men don't magically become women because they want to.
Once Donald Trump takes office in January, he'll pass different laws and executive orders targeting trans folks that will be a looming threat on their daily lives. It feels like this culture war stuff has been a hot button issue for a long time now. But just like actual war, culture war never changes. Rage bait meant to trigger you into a response is powerless if you don't respond to it. And of course there's always gonna be blue checks in the replies and people in their echo chambers. But it's our job not to rage at that, but to dissect it and see it for what it truly is. A circle jerk. And circle jerkers will never stop gooning. That's just their nature. Asking a circle jerker to stop jerking is like asking a bird to stop flying, a fish to stop swimming, or RFK to stop talking like that. It's just impossible, and it's not worth your time.
Okay, well, the right got owned. The right got owned. That's what happened. Also, what's up, Jumbled Up? Sorry, didn't say hello just because of all that alt talk before earlier. But you seem pretty organic, so it's not actually legal. Prosecutors just don't pursue it because it's a waste of the state's resources. Wow, was that a disclaimer or a prayer? Because it was illegal. But it's an easy Easy win for a civil case if they actually did it out of spite. Probably won't make the money or time back, though. Yeah. His appearance and consent to recording an invitation to his house was contingent of appearing in Daily Wire documentary, meaning he suffered damages in terms of appearance fees. But there was no contract. Not sure you can break the law if there's no law-binding contract. I don't know. Even after having just told you I'm a legal studies minor, I don't think that we touched much on contract law in terms of verbal agreements like that. The email sufficient and binding? Okay. There you go. Well, anyways. The right got owned. Owning the righties. Owning the cons. What else was there? That was Chud. This guy did a video on Hunter Avallone. I'm curious to know what it is. Hunter Avallone is a fucking person. Okay. Let's put it that way. Remember, he even gave an NDA under false pretense. So if I pretend I'm an anti-Marxist chat in a right-wing streams, even if I'm rally, I'm a Marxist loving, would that be a crime? I don't know. I'll let you and me answer that one. Let's see. Loser tears. Hunter Avallone goes crazy. Let's see.
What's going on, y'all? We are about to check out Hunter Cry.
Also, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
No. AKA use your girlfriend as a human shield. That's what he do. That's what he do. If you haven't heard, go and check out my old videos. His girlfriend's ex tried to come in with the blammy, with the pew pew, and he was like, no, don't hurt me. And grabbed his girlfriend and hid behind her. And then decided to record it so he could try to get his fans to pay for a new apartment. Such a loser. Anyway, let's check out him crying about Trump winning. That's some of what I'm assuming he's about to do. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Yeah. No.
It is true. Donald Trump really did win a second term in the White House. And I think there's a lot of people that are very surprised. I know there's also a lot of people that really desperately want to see me coping and crying and pooping myself and acting like it's the end of the world, when all along I always said, hey, one, do not underestimate Donald Trump, because the polls were wrong before. And two, I never made any bold predictions. Not one. Not once did I say anything like, mark my words, Kamala Harris will be president, or anything like this. It was just simply, yeah, I liked Kamala Harris. I felt like she had a decent platform. There were a lot of things she did wrong still, but I felt like she offered a better option than Trump and Biden for sure. And yeah, I was disappointed to see her lose, but that's about it. Recently, my comments have been flooded with a bunch of delusional dodo birds chirping nonstop about how Trump won the election.
It's probably because you've done like thousands of anti-Trump videos. Now you're going to just act like, yo, I swear, I hate these smug woke losers. But I'm not going to complain, you know, you ain't going to see me cope. Meanwhile, you've done mad Trump hate videos. Yes, people expect you to be crying. You kind of are right now. You kind of are. With that ugly ass sweater. What is that? Bubble wrap, nigga? What is it? It look like the junk you put on the walls when you're trying to block out acoustics in the studio. Like, what is that made of?
Trump won the election. As if I'm crying or coping, or as if I made some big bold predictions. Again, I never did any of this. Now, there's a lot of questions about how this happened exactly. How did Kamala Harris lose to Donald Trump? Now, there's a lot of nuances here, and I'm sure that there are a lot of factors that play a role that have not yet been accounted for. However, I have done a little bit of research and found some decent information as to why Kamala Harris potentially lost to Donald Trump. So this article goes into some details as to why Kamala Harris potentially lost the election. And something that
he just said he wasn't going to cope. He just said he wasn't going to cope. Take the L, bro. Trump won. What you going to do about it?
I see brought up time and time and time again repeatedly as to what could have very well cost her the election is when she sat down with The View And when she was asked, what would you do different than Joe Biden? She said, quote, not a thing comes to mind. You shouldn't say that when right now, Americans everywhere are struggling with the economic fallout from COVID. And although the economy was improving, it still is, Americans are still struggling because of the economy. So I think that was one of her biggest mistakes that she made on the campaign trail. Biden dropped out of the race. He had a terrible debate performance. And then Harris was anointed to the top of the ticket. She began her 100-day campaign promising a new generation of leadership, rallying women around abortion rights and vowing to win back working-class voters by focusing on economic issues, including rising costs and housing affordability. And even though she had a lot of momentum and she had quite a lot of celebrity endorsements and whatnot, she just couldn't shake the anti-Biden sentiment that had permeated much of the electorate. The president's approval rating has consistently hovered in the low 40s throughout his 4 years in office, while some 2/3 of voters say they believe the U.S. is on the wrong track. About 3 in 10 voters said their family's financial situation was falling behind, an increase from about 2 in 10 4 years ago. 9 in 10 voters were very or somewhat concerned about the price of groceries. Although Harris tried to spend the home stretch of her campaign underlining that her administration would not be a continuation of Biden's, she failed to clearly outline her own policies, often skirting around issues instead of addressing perceived failures.
The price of groceries has been crazy. Some oil, bro, to get some cooking oil, you know how much that costs? I actually feel like I want to go grocery shopping probably today. Maybe after I finish the stream. I know y'all probably sitting there like, BX, we don't want to hear about your grocery list. Was it not more interesting than whatever Destiny Jr., my bad, I mean, Hunter Cryalone, whatever he's saying right now? Nigga, I could talk about paint drying and it'll be more entertaining than whatever the hell he's talking about. Let's call a spade a spade.
Head on. I also noticed that. Again, I supported Kamala Harris. I voted for Kamala Harris. But in some of her interviews, I did notice that she didn't really give super substantial answers. I mean, again, we're comparing her to Donald Trump. So Donald Trump never gives substantial answers. So it seems as though already the bar is much higher for Harris than it was for Trump. But even so, it is true that she really kind of failed to give a lot of clear answers. And a lot of the times she took up the speaking time to instead criticize Trump and attack Donald Trump, which is effective. That's obviously an effective method. However, you need more than that. And when you already have Biden's baggage, and then you said you wouldn't do anything differently, and now you're trying to say, actually, you would, it's just going to be incredibly difficult to sway voters at that point. The former California prosecutor leaned into her law enforcement record to prosecute the case against the former president. But her campaign opted to ditch Biden's core argument that Trump posed an existential threat to democracy, prioritizing a forward-looking, joyful message about...
I'm going to respond to the chat in case you're watching a replay. This might have nothing to do with nothing. I ain't doing no music reactions. You must be new. No, I don't do music reactions unless it's donation music reactions, right? But other than that, nah, I'm cool.
Protecting personal freedoms and preserving the middle class. In the final stretch, however, Harris made a tactical decision to again highlight the dangers of a second Trump presidency. This is another...
If you're wondering, damn, BX, where do you live stream? Twitch. I think I'm gonna try to dedicate my streaming to Twitch for a while and try to build that up. Why not? I feel this is gonna be harder because I'm more known on YouTube platform, but I don't care.
Another one by Rolling Stone, why Kamala Harris lost. Democrats lost a winnable election to a racist orange makeup-wearing carnival barker despite his immorality and ridiculous corruption. However, there was the Harris campaign's decision to run a safe campaign from Democrats' favorite failed playbook, Be Like Republicans. There was a refusal to break from Biden over his support for Israel's war in Gaza. However, the most likely explanation for why Harris lost is a very simple one. Americans are dissatisfied with the economy. Exit polls and other survey results coming out of the 2024 election are incredibly clear that this contest was, as is often the case, about the economy. Edison Research exit polls show that 2/3 of voters believe the state of America's economy is poor or not so good. So ultimately, because of the brutal economy, and because Kamala Harris is still associated with Biden and people blame Biden for the economy, they opted against Harris as well. And like I said, there are other factors as well. There's no way of right now going about proving that it's because of sexism necessarily, but I'm sure that sexism played a role. And not to mention, this is another indication of why intersectionality is so important, because we know already that there's a good chunk of Americans that are sexist, that don't believe that women can lead and whatnot. And now when you look at a bunch of Americans that are dissatisfied with the economy, it intersects with a bunch of Americans doubting that a woman...
What is he even I'm not going to cry. make excuses. That's all this nigga is doing. I know you came here thinking that I was gonna, whatever we thought you was gonna do, you're making every excuse in the world. You think people didn't vote for Kamala because she was a woman? How about because she's fake? How about because she's a phony, nigga? How about that? Like, what's wrong with him? I truly don't understand. What is wrong with this guy?
Has the capability to improve this broken economy. But yeah, surprisingly enough, Kamala Harris lost. Congratulations, America. You elected your first felon as president before your first woman. I feel like that friend of somebody that just keeps going back to their abusive ex. And I'm just like, no, please don't. Please look forward. There is hope. The light is at the end of the tunnel. And they're just like, maybe this time they'll be different. Now, there are also some rumors and some...
The crying is crazy. Is he really crying, bro? Like full-fledged. This is hilarious, actually.
Myths circulating about, you guessed it, election fraud. That's right. Even when Donald Trump wins, they're still coping about election fraud. The claim...
The only person coping is him. And also, I hate when people talk about that, especially on YouTube, right? I really do. If I had an editor, I would have told him to cut that. Hey, anyone who's not trying to charge an arm and a leg, that edit, hit me up, okay? We could do some great business together. But editors be wanting to get paid more than content creators. Like, like how much? $2,000 for one video? Like, I can do it myself. You just saved me a little bit of time. Like, but you want like $5 billion for one video?
Basically is this. Joe Biden won approximately 20 million more votes in 2020 compared to Vice President Kamala Harris. That proves that Trump cheated his way to a second term, or it proves that there was...
I hate when people talk about that, fam. Trump won. Like, let's not even get into the cheat or no. He won, nigga. Just, it is what it is. Take your L. Hold that. You should have been held that L to your forehead after your wife left you and tried to inbox me. Hey, wait, it happened before. She inboxed me, and then she left you. I tried to warn you. I told you she wanted some...
Oh, Hunter Avalon's fucking wife DM'd this guy? Damn. I did not know that.
You want to listen?
Widespread voter fraud 4 years ago. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. I've actually heard this BS peddled by members of my own family. The claims are unfounded, however. Votes from Tuesday's presidential election are still being counted, so any comparison with previous races would not be...
So when I say your family don't even like you, I was telling the truth once again. BX don't lie.
Accurate. In addition, election officials and agencies monitoring the votes have reported no significant issues with Tuesday's election. Multiple Pennsylvania officials said they have not seen any signs of cheating and called the election secure after Trump said in Truth Social that there was a lot of talk about massive cheating. Posts circulating online are still receiving hundreds of thousands of likes and shares, spreading misinformation. So again, they're literally looking at election results like a couple hours after an election has been called and comparing that to election results from 4 years ago. Election results that have included counting everybody's vote, provisional votes, every vote that may have had some questions related to it, everything being counted. You're comparing that number with the amount of votes counted, just enough so to be able to call the race. And of course, a lot of people are asking me, what do I think is going to change? I don't know right now. And I've realized as well that this election...
Nobody asked you that. Nobody actually likes you. Your supporters are people that just want to hear a cosign or whatever bull crap they believe. No one asked you that. How's your wife? Your ex-wife. How's she doing?
Has made even more apparent to me my privilege in a way, because Trump winning the election, I have not really thought much about, to be honest. People are asking, like, how are you doing, Hunter? They're saying, like, Trump winning broke Hunter. No, it didn't. I'm having a hard time actually remembering and caring, but that's partially because I'm a straight white guy.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, let me address the first point. You don't care, so you making a video about it. All right, I feel you. You didn't care, so you made mad video, like a bunch of videos about Trump. Okay. Yeah, sure, we believe you. Like, we believe you. Like, he's truly crazy.
I'm at no risk for fucking anything. Okay, I'm good. I'm in the clear. However, when I take a step back and take my head out of my ass and take a step out of this selfish headspace and realize that there are minority groups that are not so.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was the second point. So are you saying that straight white men shouldn't have an opinion? That sounds so crazy, bro. That sounds nuts. Like, truly, that sounds nuts.
Fortunate. There are minority groups that are now in serious danger, or they might be in serious danger when Trump officially takes over the presidency. So right now, I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm not going to start, again, making silly predictions that might or might not come true. I will say this much, though. Donald Trump did not improve the economy when he was elected in 2016. The economy was already good. Trump took over a good economy and actually kind of fucked it up with his ridiculous tax cuts, his tariffs, and his failure to act.
Cap. So we ain't gonna put no responsibility on Biden. This nigga, he started this off saying he wasn't gonna go crazy and cope, and then he coping. This nigga is the biggest cope of existence.
Act accordingly when it came to COVID. So I do look forward to 4 years from
saying the C word or just freely, bro.
Now, asking conservatives and Republicans, how do you feel about Trump? How do you feel now? Did the price of groceries really go down? Did inflation really go down? I don't know. We'll have to see. But if we're going to go based on history, Donald Trump has failed to do that before. So I'll be shocked if he's able to somehow do it this time. Even more so.
You failed as a man. You failed as a father. You failed as a husband. What are you talking about? What are we talking about? Failure talking to the president trying to call him a failure is nuts. You're the failure, sir. It's you. You're the person that failed. That's just what it is.
So I'm curious how the middle class that voted for Donald Trump is going to feel. If the middle class is more than likely going to experience a temporary hardship due to Donald Trump's presidency. And you don't have to take my word for it. No, you can take Elon Musk's word for it.
I would never take your word for it.
So that necessarily involves some temporary hardship, but it will ensure long-term prosperity.
So maybe it'll increase long-term prosperity somehow, but the temporary hardship is kind of a necessity. Also, I like this person's comment. We've been in temporary hardship for 7 years. Oh, it's true. So yeah, I look forward to seeing how the middle class Republicans will feel after they have completed going through their temporary hardship, as Elon Musk put it. But what I will say is this, just like Kamala Harris, if she were elected, would not be expected to magically fix America. I think we need to be realistic in remembering that Donald Trump is not going to just magically be able to destroy America. Now, of course, he can do some serious damage to this country, and that's what we really need to be concerned about. However, at the end of the day, try not to give out hope, and certainly don't become black-pilled. Don't go off the deep end. Keep a realistic perspective. Yeah, things aren't looking so great at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out. And I see somebody in chat right now saying, Hunter, you sound like a soy male. What happened to you? Where's your proof some folks will be in danger? And of course, we'll go over that right now. And that is actually because since Donald Trump has won, we've already seen an increase, actually, when it comes to nasty rhetoric spewed at women. Your body, my choice. Women are facing a barrage of deeply misogynistic.
I almost looked over there like it was the office. I thought a camera was looking at me. Let me do it this way. What's wrong with him? Like, I don't. So that is Trump's fault if they have an opinion. Like, in all honesty, right? I don't believe a word that he says. Trump won, misogynist. Shut up, nigga. You used a woman as a human shield. You can't tell me nothing, right? Shout out to all my female supporters. How you doing? What's up?
Yeah, your body, my choice. Yeah.
What you do today? Nah, you was chilling. Okay, better grind. Better get up there and grind. I see you.
Comments online following Donald Trump's U.S. presidential election victory. Women have reported that men are writing "Your body, my choice" on their social media posts, among other troubling reproductive rights remarks. The slogan "My body, my choice" was originally popularized by feminists, yada yada.
Cap. Like, can you prove this? So your proof of how things have gotten worse or violent or whatever is some botted comments that you can't even prove that wasn't the content creator trying to boost their popularity. Some mean comments, words, nigga, words.
Yada yada.
You need to hurry up.
And then Nick Fuentes, of course, jumps into the mix, tweeting, "Your body, my choice, forever." Again, not only is that incredibly fucking disgusting and creepy, also, it really just speaks volumes to...
So go after him. So give your opinion about him. How are you blaming Trump for that? That's so crazy.
How much of a terminal virgin Nick Fuentes really is. Like, I honestly think the reason he's all excited about this "your body, my choice" thing is because a woman has never offered him her body consensually. He doesn't understand it. Another influencer had to delete a video because she was being threatened. Several men were commenting saying they couldn't wait until she got raped, or they were saying "your body, my choice." Pretty disgusting. Even more so, again, for talking about where people are in danger. There's a lot more here at stake than just some mean comments on...
What does this got to do with Trump? What does this... Let me just finish.
Even more so, the number of OBGYNs and abortion clinics are shrinking. Maternal mortality rates are on the rise. Infant mortality rates are on the rise. And physicians in some states are at a risk of criminal penalties should they provide abortions. So your pro-life nonsense is actually leading to more death on infants and on the mothers delivering those children. So that's just one of the ridiculous outcomes of this election. If you want to support the channel, please.
No, I definitely don't want to support you in any way, shape, or fashion, sir. I'm gonna have to edit the heck out of this video. This dude's a loser. It's just nothing has changed. He's always gonna be like that. That's just who he is. I don't know how you blame Trump for that stuff at the end. That was just ridiculous, but that's my opinion. Tell me what yours is down in the comment section. Whoa. Whoa. What is on his biscuit?
Christian nationalism. What an odd pairing of two words that seem so diametrically opposed.
That's in my auto. That's in my watch later. I went to autoplay. They want to destroy. Okay, it's more Sargon. Actually, I don't know.
Right, I want to talk about.
Oh yeah, he's in this one. Let's see. They want to destroy the family. Let's see.
About how the Democrats are attacking the family and how they have constructed an ideology that literally makes people overreact with basic facts of life, and also end with some statements about how Trump gives me some hope with some of the things he has said about education. But I want to say that there have been several reactions of Democrats, and some of them haven't handled Trump's victory particularly well. But one of the worst ones, I think, has to do with people literally telling their family and other people to break off ties with their families. Because I remember some months ago, we were having a segment here, and I was saying people that whether Republicans or Democrats, family is family. Yeah. And some people didn't agree with me. I think the world owes this man an apology. And I think I'm right, essentially, because I think it's a good level of civilization and a good level of health if we don't break off ties with family over politics.
Well, the question is your political ideology more important than your relationship with your father?
Exactly, yeah.
The answer is no.
Not just father, it's just...
Yeah, I know, but...
It's just all members of family. Because I have stories about people fighting in different camps, for instance, in the Greek Civil War, but they put family first and they helped their brothers and sisters. So I think that this inspires me. Right, so we had several reactions. We had the meltdowns. We had the white dudes for Harris. They're about to assume the position.
Oh man, these guys, yeah. So this right here, this guy's Dean. He's from that fucking Jubilee video. He was the woke soy blonde teen guy. Apparently, that was that. Did he debate anybody famous? I don't know if anybody famous was actually on that panel. But he was one of the first people to do that 20 versus 1 Jubilee thing. And then there's another guy back here, I think is Parker, who's been doing, he's like Dean's comrade. And I don't know who these people are. But yeah, they had like I don't know if this was at the DNC or not. When was this? Let me see. Yeah, here it is. America in shock that Trump beat Kamala with these white dudes for Harris leading the way. So these are these guys that the Lotus Eaters are talking about right now. This guy has a shirt that says "End Gun Violence." Nobody wants to see that.
Right, we had utter delusional takes. A woman says here, Kamala's loss is to be blamed
Hey, what's up, Tiger Girl? How you doing? Welcome in.
on white women, and says black women should never trust white women again.
That's true. Every demographic apart from black women went for Trump.
Right.
Oh no, but black men as well, sorry.
Yeah,
but Trump gained in all of the demographics.
We have some worrying trends because I think most of the meltdowns were completely staged. They were staged. They didn't seem particularly sincere to me. It's like
attention seeking.
Yeah, it's attention seeking. But we also have some more corrosive forms of attention seeking and some worse trends. So, for instance, we have here a new TikTok trend instructs women on how to miscarry their babies, talking about the milligrams of vitamin every 2. Yeah, these are.
Be more evil.
No, it's hard to imagine.
Could you be more? Well.
Yeah, we have a person here, Bill Madden, saying essentially, if you have Republican family and they ask help from you, don't help them. Let me play what he says.
Or not. We can't hear that, unfortunately.
We can't hear that. He says essentially that if your friends and family voted Republican and they need help in any way, you should basically not help them and tell them to.
I mean, this is just literally the communist revolution, isn't it? Where now it's brother against brother, it's children against parents, it's like the radicalized students hunting their teachers.
Just so we're all on the same page.
Yeah, we have someone else here, Rick Taylor, saying, my aunt called asking about Thanksgiving plans. During the conversation, she mentioned she voted for Trump. I told her my home is not open to traitors and I would not go to theirs. I have no space in my life for those who couldn't care less about the United States. She's upset.
Former Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate from Ohio.
One, what an idiot douchebag. Two, even Stelios, whose first language isn't even English, could see that it's supposed to be couldn't care less.
Yeah. Well, this is an American.
I know, not could care less. Could care less.
The Americans say could care less.
I know,
for some reason.
which is incorrect.
It's like they don't say hold the fort, they say hold the fort down as if the fort's going to fly away. Like, it's just Americanisms.
But, I mean, I remember Stefan Molyneux quite a few years ago, got in a little bit of trouble. I remember when the one time he was on Joe Rogan asked about it. Stefan Molyneux had said, you do need to cut people out, assuming you're an adult, you need to cut people out of your life, including your own parents if need be, if they're sort of truly toxic, if they're actually holding you back, holding you down, if they're preventing, they're ruining your life, you might have to cut them out at least temporarily.
Yeah, if you've got like Eminem's mum, maybe.
Right,
They'd have to be really...
Or the other ones who chain their children in houses. Yeah.
So the point is, I actually agree that in very, very extreme cases, you might have to cut out a member of your family, but only in extreme cases, over whether you voted Trump or not, over whether you believe in the Hunter laptop or not. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is the breakdown of a civil society.
Exactly. That's where the segment will go, because what I want to say is that there's a whole establishment that uses education to destroy the family by habituating children into judging basic things as being the horrible things you mentioned and meriting breaking off with ties with your family.
The things they value are ideological conformity rather than your personal relationships. And I think that's the complete opposite of actually what a healthy life is.
We have another bad reaction here. The psychotic liberal chick kicked her MAGA husband out, and now she's saying she'll sleep with his friends. She advocated Let's
not sure why no one understands how I feel. You guys know that my husband turned Republican this term. I don't know why. I threw his ass out of the house. And I have to do more. I don't want to shave my head because that's going to hurt him. I'm going to look ugly. So I'm not doing that. I think I'm going to sleep with his friends. I think that's the only way. I think sleeping with his friends will do. What do you guys think? His liberal friends, of course.
So one, it's fake. Two, even if it's not, it's just what a
she's just
screwball.
She's just attention farming. I assume she gets paid
but even
by
if it's
Twitter.
true, even if there are some women out there that actually think this or did this, they've lost all perspective. Yeah. People lose perspective on life, don't they? It's
the media has been telling them that Nazis have literally taken over America. So.
But that is a huge issue, because if this is, assuming this is fake, this is on TikTok, and there are thousands of fake videos on TikTok that are literally habituating their audience into thinking that they may be true. So maybe she does this for engagement, maybe she does it for audience, for clicks and for likes, but there are a lot of young women, let's say, who look at this and they say, well, she may have a point.
Take it at face value.
Maybe.
Yeah. I've always thought it's a douchebag move. Yeah. Like occasionally, well, not occasionally, but often I'll even put a sarcastic tweet, but it's kind of clear. Okay. But it's very, very clear that I'm being sarcastic. When you do something where it's so deadpan that no one's really sure, I always think that's a lame thing. Like Michael Malice or whatever. It's like, wait, are you joking or not? I don't even know anymore.
Michael Malice is definitely joking. I like Michael Malice.
Anyway, it's just weird. It's just, I just think, just be clear about what you're actually saying, even if you're being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Anyway, just me.
Right, so we have other women cutting their hair short, claiming that they are going through the breakup.
You guys are still talking about that fucking Daily Wire thing? Holy shit, yeah. My wife is super liberal, and in cons we never had issues. Well, you're lucky. Yeah, it sounds reasonable. Sounds like you hit the lottery there. There's a lot of people. I've seen a lot of these videos that they're talking about where it's like, break up with your family, destroy. Even Steve Shives. Steve Shives did a fucking whole video on that. What was it? Steve Shives. Okay, this is it.
Thanksgiving is this week as I sit here recording this, and that means that a lot of us here in the United States who celebrate Thanksgiving are going to be seeing our relatives very soon, including maybe some relatives that we don't see very often, relatives that are in our extended family, our cousins, our aunts and uncles, maybe even grandparents or great-grandparents that we aren't super close with. And here we are in still the relatively immediate aftermath of an incredibly divisive election. And if you come from a big family with a lot of, and I hate to say this because it's become a buzzword, but a lot.
She doesn't even know why she votes liberal. Oof, man. I'm going to hold my tongue. A
lot of viewpoint diversity. That can be a little daunting. It's not exactly the best circumstance to be meeting with your family of, let's say, Trump supporters if you are not a Trump supporter. And that can lead to a lot of anxiety. That can even lead to people not wanting to go to Thanksgiving, not wanting to see their family, to just save themselves the trouble. And God knows I am the last person to ever tell anybody that they should get over that and force themselves to go see their family. My philosophy about this and about a lot of other things is, you know what? Life's too short. And if you don't think it's worth it to go to Thanksgiving dinner and have to endure the presence of your shitty right-wing cousins or whoever it might be in your family that you are feeling trepidatious about having to be around, then just don't go. Just don't go. Nobody's going to come to your house and drag you out and haul your ass to Thanksgiving against your will, unless your family's way different than mine. But just because I won't make you feel bad about it doesn't mean that there aren't other people who might, including people in your family, including probably those right-wing members of your family who take it personally when they hear that you're not coming to Thanksgiving because of them, or take it personally when they hear that they are not invited to Thanksgiving because the rest of the family doesn't want to associate with them. And their bitterness toward that, their disgruntlement toward that has led to the proliferation on social media of a lot of memes like this. And I'm sure you've seen this meme before. You've probably seen it a lot since the election, and you'll probably be seeing it a lot this week if you're an American, with Thanksgiving coming up, because this is a very popular sentiment among folks on the right. It's a white guy holding up a sign that says, "We can disagree and still be friends." And the thing I want to say about the wisdom of this meme is that, depending on the circumstance, that's right. We can disagree and still be friends. I like pineapple on pizza. If you don't, we can disagree and still be friends. We can even order a pizza together. We can just order it half and half, where half of it has pineapple on it and half of it doesn't and has whatever you like. We can do that. We can still be friends. We can still share a pizza and be friends and coexist. I like baseball. If you prefer basketball or football or some other sport, that's okay. We can disagree. We can still be friends. Speaking of baseball, I'm an Orioles fan. If you are a Yankees fan, we can disagree. We can still be friends. I'm a pro wrestling fan. If you don't like pro wrestling, and I love pro wrestling, it's probably not going to be that big of a wedge between us, right? We can still be friends. We can disagree and still be friends. You know, it's not going to break us up. I think the best live-action Superman was Christopher Reeve. If you think the best live-action Superman was Henry Cavill, it's going to be really tough. But I think we can get past it and still be friends. I'm the one who's going to have to be getting past some stuff for that to happen, but I think I can do it, assuming that you're worth it. I hope you are. But there are certain things that I don't think we can get past. And again, this is different for every individual, but speaking only for myself, there are certain things that are not like your favorite live action.
Could you imagine being as butthurt as little Steve Shives? Yeah, exactly. I'm excited that we rediscovered him. I didn't know that he lasted this long, but his channel's still going. He posts a lot of like Star Trek stuff and, you know, comic book stuff and whatever, but you know, he'll get into the politics for sure from time to time. But I just didn't know he's still going. Yeah.
Superman, or whether or not you like wrestling, or who your favorite baseball team is. There are certain things that I don't think we can disagree on and still be friends, because those are the things that don't just speak to a preference you have, but they speak to what kind of a person you are. If you voted for Donald Trump, we probably can't be friends. That's a line that I have drawn. And it's a line that I drew in 2016, but I would like to reiterate that line. If you voted for Donald Trump, especially if you voted for Donald Trump this time, we can't be friends. We can't be friends. That's a decision I'm making, because that tells me something about you. That tells me that in the most charitable interpretation of your vote for Donald Trump, you're just a dipshit who doesn't know a fucking thing about a fucking thing. And that might not necessarily make you a bad person, but it does make you the kind of person that I don't want to be friends with, because I don't want to waste my time hanging out with ignorant fucking doofuses. And that's the best case scenario to explain your Trump vote. It's far more likely that you voted for Trump knowingly, willingly, willfully, because something about him, something about his campaign appealed to you. And if that is true, we can't be friends. If you knew who Donald Trump was, and you knew what he stood for, and you knew the kinds of things he was promising to do if he got elected president again, if you knew that he wanted to initiate mass deportations, to deport millions and millions of people from this country, not just the most violent criminals who came in without checking in, the most violent undocumented immigrants who are an active danger to everybody else around them, which is a very small number of people, by the way. But he's not just after those people. He and various other surrogates of his and people who will be serving in his administration have talked openly about wanting to deport all undocumented immigrants, whether they have a history of violent crime or not. Even if the only crime they committed was crossing the border without permission, they have to go. Even if they've lived in this country for decades, even if they have families and communities, even if they work and pay taxes and contribute to the country in a positive way, which they do, by the way. If you're okay with that, we can't be friends. Or if you know about that, but that's not a deal breaker for you, we can't be friends. That tells me something about you. That tells me that you're the kind of person that I can't be friends with. If you heard the anti-trans rhetoric that was coming out of the Trump campaign incessantly throughout the campaign, but especially in the closing weeks, if you saw the fear-mongering and the lying and the vilification, the demonization of trans people from the Trump campaign, and that wasn't enough for you to not vote for them, or even worse, you heard it and that appealed to you and you were like, yeah, let's do something about those trans people, we can't be friends. We can't be friends, because that tells me that you're a transphobe, and a transphobe is a category of bigot. And I don't want to be friends with bigots if I can help it. And I can. That's the nice thing. I wonder what goes through the mind of a Trump supporter who hears someone like me say something like that, and then they say, why can't we disagree and still be friends? Like, in their mind, what does that half and half pizza look like? And would they still say the same thing if my beliefs and the politicians running on my side and trying to get my vote had promised to do the equivalent to them that Donald Trump has promised to do to people that I care about, people that I would like to ally myself with? If Kamala Harris had promised to deport white people, like not something that other people accused her of, but what if she made that the centerpiece of her campaign? What if Kamala Harris had come out and run for president and said, I promise when I become president, we are going to throw money at the Border Patrol and at ICE, and we are going to round up every white person in this country, and we are going to kick them out. We're going to send them back to Europe. We're going to send them to some other country. They're not going to stay here. And she meant it. And you, Trump supporter, found out that I voted for her. And that I thought that her plan to get rid of all the white people, including, presumably me, but all the white people in the country, I thought that was a great idea. And I didn't think there was a single thing wrong with that. And I voted for her, and I'm proud of it. Would you invite me to Thanksgiving? Because that's what it sounds like you're expecting from our side. You may not be saying those things yourself actively if you are a Trump voter, but those are things that you at least don't have a problem with. Those things aren't deal breakers for you. So why should I invite you to Thanksgiving? Or if I know you're going to be at Thanksgiving, why should I want to be there? Why should I want to sit at a table and break bread with you? You're a piece of shit. Look what you voted for. Look what you voted for. You voted for the scapegoating and the disenfranchisement and the vilification of innocent people, innocent citizens in this country who are doing you no harm, who are doing nobody any harm. But you have decided that they should be punished. Why do I want to have Thanksgiving dinner with you? Why do I want to be in the same room with you? Why do I want to force myself to be in your presence at all? What is the half and half pizza version of that? I support trans rights on my half of the pizza, and you support, in many cases, like literal unreconstructed Nazi shit on your side of the pizza. But your stuff isn't on my side and my stuff isn't on your side, so that's okay. We can still be friends. We can disagree and still be friends. We cut the pizza in half, and we can still share the pizza. But the question that never seems to occur to the people on the right who make these arguments or who get all self-righteous and say, why can't we disagree and still be friends? The thing that never seems to occur to them is that we don't want to be friends with you. I don't feel like I'm depriving myself of something necessary by saying I'm not going to be friends with Trump supporters. I'm not going to be friends with people on the far right who, if they aren't fucking Nazis, are at least uncomfortably Nazi adjacent, are worryingly okay with being counted on the side of Nazis. I don't feel like I'm depriving myself of something by not associating with those people and by not allowing those people to associate themselves with me. Because the choices you have made and the people that you have revealed yourselves to be through your actions, through your choices, through who you support and the kinds of things you tolerate and the kinds of things you make a big show of not tolerating. We find that offensive. We find that repugnant in a way that we are unwilling to overlook, even if it's Thanksgiving. Who are you to me, Trump supporter? Who are you to me that is so important that I should be expected to put up with you and everything you stand for and all the vile, vicious, ugly baggage that you carry around and will carry around for the rest of your life because of the choices you have made and who you've supported in this election. And I should just overlook all of that so we can be friends? Why? Why? What do I gain from that? Your friendship? How much is that worth? Seriously, how much is that worth? And how full of yourself do you have to be shocked? He doesn't want to be my friend? Why don't they want to be our friend? What's so bad about us? I think maybe that's part of the problem. I think maybe if you pulled your heads out of your asses, not only would you understand why a bunch of us don't want to be your friends and don't want to be around you, but you might also start to understand why so many of your positions and so many of the things you support are so unacceptable to so many of us. Because when you pull your head out of your ass and you look around at the world, you start to notice that there are other people there. It's not just a thought experiment. There are other people that are really there, and some of them are not like you. Does that mean they don't deserve rights? Does that mean they don't deserve basic respect? If I judge you and your position by your vote, then you believe they don't deserve basic respect. You believe they don't deserve rights, at least not the same rights that you have. So why do I want to be friends with you? What do you bring to the table? It's Thanksgiving. What do you bring to the table? Mashed potatoes? I'd rather eat dried, instant mashed potatoes made out of a box than whatever kind of mashed potatoes you would bring to Thanksgiving. Because even if they were the most delicious mashed potatoes you could ever have, I wouldn't be okay with who I'd have to thank for them.
Yeah. Steve Shives.
With a family because they voted Trump.
Yeah, they'll come back. You know, I'm actually...
How could you be wrong if you haven't come to a conclusion? He assumes that MAGA has the same information that he does and judges them from his limited view of the world. This seems so close-minded, but maybe just says that for content so he gets more clicks. He, for as many things as I probably disagree with on Steve Shives, he's pretty well known for standing on business. He's standing on his principles, you know. So he's not the kind of guy that does this kind of stuff for clicks. Maybe with his Star Trek content he does, but not with his political stuff.
I'm totally dad about this. I'm like, you go ahead, sweetheart, you know. I'll see you in a week once you've calmed down.
Yeah, this is a
decision.
Alex Jones has a compilations of insane leftists shaving their heads. I think Trump is the Phantom Bob of Washington.
So funny, I've not heard that before.
They're cutting their hair.
Yeah, good.
Protest.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in a year's time when things aren't terrible and you're not getting Gestapo'd into a death camp or something, you're going to be like, why did I do that? And you're going to feel really stupid.
I think it's funny that having a shaved head is the equivalent of like one of the most extreme things you can do, like a true identity crisis. Like when you join a boot camp in the army, in order to sort of dehumanise you, they'll shave your head. Yeah. Obviously, the way I am. But I had skinheads when I was a kid, before male pattern baldness kicked in. Yeah. I had a skinhead. And so... the idea that if you shave your head, it's sort of some ultimate sacrifice. Well, to me, it's just not...
For women, it's actually different, I think.
I know it is. I know.
A lot is in their
hair. I know.
But women obsess about their hair, you know. A woman's beauty is often... I mean, as soon as you remove the hair, they're not beautiful anymore. So it's all contained in the package. I mean, look at it. Oh.
But it's also, when you do shave your head, or shave your hair, you realise very quickly, I'm still exactly the same person, actually. Oh,
yeah, but when you see yourself in the mirror, like I've shaved my head before, and I've always had like a lot of hair.
You can get a wig.
Like, yeah, but it is weird to look at yourself
to begin with.
Yeah,
it's like growing a beard or having a beard for ages and then shaving it off. Very quickly, you get used to it.
Sure.
Right. I mean, well, anyway.
Right. So there are. Now I'm just incredibly frustrated, and the fact that Trump has won hasn't made me less frustrated when I listen to leftists. I must say this.
Really? I'm upset. I'm kind of like, you've lost. Like this.
No, I want to see results, not the promises of results.
Yeah, wait till January. January.
It's
just hold the vote down till January. Sorry,
we're gonna have to discuss this another time. But no, I'm actually quite good at it because, like, Trump literally controls everything. And they control nothing now, and all they can do is howl impotently and futilely into the wind, just like, I'm so angry. It's like, no one cares, loser, shut up.
I hope you're right. I have my reservations.
We're getting news through this morning. It looks like the Republicans have won the House.
Yeah, they've won the House.
So,
so that's it.
Right. So here we have Yale psychiatrist Amanda Calhoun, a medical doctor and medical health expert, advises MSNBC viewers to break off ties with the family and to not see them on holidays. So what is interesting is that why would someone be called a mental health expert if she incentivizes people to break off with their families?
Because, okay, I've got an answer to this.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay. I think at this point I'm an expert on leftist ideology.
Yeah.
I'm a complete expert on it. But I am also a complete opponent of that. You know, I can give you a comprehensive genealogy of leftism. I can tell you who the most important things are and what it is they think and why all these things are terrible. And I think she's the same thing for mental health. She's the opposite. She's like, no, mental health is terrible. What you need to do, break ties with your family members, get obsessed, watch MSNBC all day, every day, and your mental health will be like mine.
Yeah, it's like
destroyed.
Taking psychopaths, manipulative psychopaths, and put them as experts in psychology so they can learn how to manipulate people and tell them break ties with your family, which is one of the worst kinds of advice you can give people for their mental health, assuming they're not absolute monsters. And what she wants to say is that if they voted Republican, they are monsters. That's exactly what she says.
Yeah.
These are the Yale psychiatrists, doctors, and the experts within quotation marks of DEI.
I think this is one of those things where reality gets in the way. No matter what they want, it's the vast majority of people are just not going to buy that. Just not going to do it. But it goes back a long way. I mean, you look at someone like Susan Sontag, for example, sprung to mind. Just the idea of breaking out, just a 60s, 70s, ultra-leftist, ultra-feminist type, that like one of the big problems with the world is the family and stuff like that. And that there's no such thing as consensual sex even within a marriage. Just the most craziest, just the craziest stuff.
Yeah, this is stuff that if anyone says, the only proper response is this is at best suspicious. It's just
at the very best. The best I can do for you is that I'm highly suspicious.
But if you say if you're suspicious, you're called out a bigot.
You know, I
just accept all this suspicious activity and intention. I don't.
I'm totally not at the point where I'm going to treat them as a moral equal, right? Or an intellectual in any form of equality. I view these people as just teenage girls who are having a strop.
Yes.
And who are like, I hate you, Dad. I'm moving out. I'm shaving my head. Okay, good luck, sweetheart, and I'll see you in 2 weeks when you've calmed down. You know, like that. They're just having a big hissy fit, and really, I think we should just be like, don't care.
I mean, it depends who you're talking about. If you're talking about
the
expert,
Joy Reid and
people like that should lose their job. But if
obviously,
if we're talking about young kids, leaving home for 2 weeks is dangerous.
Sure, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about grown women, and I think that we do ourselves a disservice when we treat them as worthy of respect when they're behaving in this kind of way. I don't think it's
like when a toddler throws a tantrum because you won't let it drink bleach.
Yeah,
you let it throw a tantrum then.
Yeah, exactly.
Just,
shave your head.
We have other people saying that they are disowning their family for voting for Trump.
Yeah, go and get your Handmaid's Tale outfit. See if I care. Yeah. Like, I'm just totally... No, get your Handmaid's Tale outfit.
You will learn to love them. You will learn to love
Walk in a procession down the street, shave your head, I don't care.
Get it out your system.
Yeah, exactly. Get it out. Exactly. You know?
Right. Anyway, we have other leftists saying essentially that people who are laughing with the meltdowns and the deranged reactions, they are just not validating their experience. There's nothing to validate, but also there is nothing too monstrous in not validating, stupidity. But that is the issue, and I think that this is exactly what has happened: is that the Democrats and all the progressives, within quotation marks, because I actually think that these are entirely regressive policies. They are using education to attack the family, because the family is a basic social unit. Without a family, there's no society, because the bonds that people have within the family are bonds that they are going to sort of emulate to a lesser degree when it comes to neighborhood and the nation, because you could see that the different groups and different societies can be seen as extended families. There's a reason why people are using the family as a model for how to understand group membership.
And this has been official leftist doctrine since Marx and Engels.
Yeah, and so what they want to do is that in the name of empowerment, they want to create psychologically weak people. Psychologically weak people who literally can't accept basic facts of life. Sometimes you lose. And it's very telling that their sole reaction is essentially a cry for help. If you're powerful, if you have been empowered, you're not engaging in silly reactions that are just crying for help and say, look at poor me, and just pity me and do the job for me. This is exactly what they are doing. They're, in the name of empowerment, they're creating psychologically very weak people. And this is essentially psychological destruction. Only people who want to manipulate others are doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I wanted to say that Trump had there's a link here with Trump. He he made some really good pronouncements here, and for people who haven't watched it, he is announcing some reforms in education, and he is saying essentially that education is full of Marxists and CRT advocates, and this will change with him. Now, I hope it does.
I made a petition about this in 2015. Got 8,000 signatures. I guess Trump saw it. So yeah, good point. Get rid of the communists in university.
Well, Socrates said that democracy is only as good as the education system that the grown-ups were brought up in.
I mean, I think essentially it's a system of decision making. You need a lot of people to make good decisions. So if you have lots of people who are attacking the demos, like the Hollywood celebrities and all the Kamala Harris campaign has done, and also if you are demonizing dialogue, pro-democracy. You're against your demos.
Yes,
that's what they are.
Education is absolutely key, because without it, you're left with. Well, Socrates said you wouldn't just elect the most charismatic person to sail a ship through a storm. You'd pick the guy that's a pilot. You pick someone who's a worthy seaman, right? So why do we pick our statesmen out of the best demagogues? That's not a good thing to do.
Exactly, and that's why I think in republics are a bit better in situations of emergency like that, because, for instance, you could say that, for instance, the ancient Romans, they had more of an emphasis on consuls in times of war. So,
but also the generals.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm saying that in some cases, we shouldn't. The dialogue needs to stop at some point, and people need to make decisions and actually engage in defending themselves. And I want us to end with this. There is a beautiful thing, as it's been described as. There's a Democrat who finally breaks free from the matrix of this information that is the legacy media. So it can be done. And I saw her clip. It's 3 minutes. Yeah, okay.
Come and join us. One of us.
Welcome, lass.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a unique perspective with this whole election thing, because I used to be very, very far left. Like, I was one of the people having a fucking mental breakdown in 2016 when he won, right? And I didn't even like him up until 6 months ago, when it became very obvious that they were like staging a coup and tried to assassinate him, and then some shit started clicking. So I'm still very new to like this whole side of things. But the thing is, like, when I was very far left, like radically far left, I thought I knew what was going on. Like, I genuinely believed I was informed. I thought I knew better than everybody else. And that's what these people think too. And the thing is I would get so triggered and so angry when people would question me, because I didn't actually know what the hell I was talking about. Like, I thought I did, but really, I didn't actually know any policies. I didn't actually know any politics. All I actually knew was what I had seen online in mainstream media. And because everybody was saying, I just assumed it had to be right? And I think...
So essentially, that's what they're doing. They're trying to install in people's mind a very simple ideology. If you disagree with us, you're a racist, and you need to be an anti-racist, not just a non-racist. But there's nothing more to discuss. That's exactly what they're doing.
The certainty of like the moral conviction that not only am I morally right, but I'm also factually informed on everything. And then like, oh, actually, I don't know anything. What's going on?
Because they are attacking the very notion of data. They say, no, everyone who presents you data, that's
racist data.
Yeah, it's racist data, yeah.
It's again another classic fingerprint of communism or extreme socialism, that you're not really encouraged to understand history properly, or that traditionalism in your own country is disavowed or destroyed. Yeah. You know, the Spanish communists did it, Stalin did it, Mao, again, was literally trying to destroy ancient Chinese culture and things.
Yeah, because break a bunch of ancient artifacts.
Because we're new men. It's the new revolution. It's the new way. You don't need to know what happened. You don't need, or you shouldn't want to stand on the shoulders of your ancestors. All of that is wrong-headed.
If anything, they're on the shoulders of the party.
Right.
They're
standing our way. Yeah, right. And so you don't need to understand facts and history and political philosophy and all that sort of thing. But the reality keeps getting in the way. The reality is, yes, you do.
It can't be ignored indefinitely. Reality can't be ignored.
Thanks for watching, folks. If you'd like to support us, go over to lowseas.com and come and support our Christian content creators, such as Calvin Robinson, who does his Common Sense Crusade, in which he pontificates, as it were, about the fact that the church is basically not Christian anymore.
Calvin's Common Sense Crusade, Trump victorious.
And things are just going remarkably down the tubes since we left Christ. I'm not a Christian, but I do consider myself an ally. Also, go over and support us, follow us on lowseaters_com on X, formerly Twitter, and get notified and updated of everything that we're doing.
Keir Starmer's hard turn to the right. I don't know about that. I don't know. See, Marxism, I knew you would make some friends in here. I knew you would. Your prototypical leftoid, I think, is almost impossible to sway through argumentation, outside of maybe, say, argumentation about the fine details of their worldview coming from their own side. Your prototypical MAGAoid is quite stubborn as well, I think, though easier to sway this way. One of the issues when it comes to arguing with prototypical leftoids is that they often don't really have actual descriptive beliefs. They simply have a normative worldview, and descriptive beliefs are adopted on the basis of the degree to which they are convenient or inconvenient for it. Interesting. I'm curious, have you ever, so for that take that you just had, Shang, have you ever talked to NOK about that? She seems to have fallen from one misinformation place to another. I think we're all victims of misinformation, and currently it is impossible to be, quote, an informed voter. The idea of an informed voter is a myth to begin with. Shang just instantly cut it down. I never talked to NOK about that, but NOK is not a prototypical left. That's true. That's true. But yeah, look at that. Marxism is already out there making a bunch of friends. I love it. Love to see it. Okay, look. Satan's not even on. Okay, I gotta go. I'm not raiding. I'm just going. I gotta be up for work in a couple hours, and I gotta fucking figure out this homework thing. So I appreciate it. Thanks, Mark Sims, for the follow. Looks like I got a kick follow, so thank you for that. Maybe that was jumbled up. Appreciate that. Thank you, Shang. Thank you, Bong. Yo, what's up, Bong? How you doing? Marxism, Shang, Bong. Salty, Tiger Girl, Jumbled Up, everybody, Birdman, appreciate it. Yeah. Martian Mobster, who was here earlier, talking about free that person that we don't talk about anymore. But yeah, I gotta go. I gotta be up in a couple hours, so we'll see. Will I be on tomorrow? Maybe. So, yeah. I'll see you guys later. Thanks, Tiger Girl. Yeah, see you later. By the way, my undercover Discord troll will come out later on. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I expect nothing less from the internet. All right, cool. Yep. I gotta go. I'll try to be on tomorrow. I'll see you guys around. Peace.